Stories from the streets we tell. MMA grease, no fake. Late nights under city lights. Laughter echoes through the air. Real talk and verbal fights. Homie bond beyond compare. For the homies we ride. Together side by side. Podcast loud and clear. Every episode's a vibe. Memories and tales of old. Legends grow, the stories unfold. Hard times turn to gold. In this world we hold our own. For the homies we ride. Together side by side. Podcast loud and clear. Every episode's a vibe. Voices join in harmonies. Echoes of our histories. Homies keeping it real true. Every week something new.
That's a groove right there.
Oh, thank
really
you.
Is, dude.
Thanks,
I love that.
Unmute yourself and let's go, Phantom. Make sure to
This is what you call a boomerang.
It's like,
Yeah.
It's not boomerang. I'm sorry. It's lagging hardcore tonight.
Nah,
Hello,
okay.
It's all
everybody.
good, dude.
It's Thursday night. You know what that means. It's another exciting episode for the Homies Podcast. And before we get to our two very special guests tonight, Jake, how's it going, brother?
Oh, my friend, it's going okay. As I've told you guys, and as I think I told you guys last week on the show, I've been dealing with kind of like a sinus infection type thing happening, and thankfully, I got some antibiotics. It's starting to go away, and right as I'm coming down off of that, my wife is starting to get sick from something else. So I've been taking care of her today a little bit. She takes way more care of me than I do, but she's doing okay. Parents are doing okay. Family's doing okay. I'm doing okay. I'm happy to be here. Ran all my errands. Got everything that I need, and I'm looking forward to the next couple hours with the people that we have here. And so thank you guys so much for coming. As always, I'm Big Dog Jake, BIGGDOGGJAKE. I'm a professional, though occasional, VOA. I am a political writer and just writer in general for hire. I love video games. I love metal music, and I will talk to anyone about them. And I'm going to throw it over to Ebola. How are you, good sir?
I'm good. It's the usual, we here for 2 hours. Oh no.
Mm-hmm. And we lose.
and Patriot is gone. And he's gone.
Oh no, and he's gone.
And he's gone.
And it's gone. Don't worry. We'll go over to Crease's intro after Ebola. We'll fix him. We'll bring him back. There he is.
There we
he
go.
is.
I fucking my platform, my browser crashed.
No, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
Surely you
It-
need to do that.
It happens. Anyway, Crease.
You should know. I'm doing good. Yeah, I mean, Ebola should know because it's Kamala porn addiction. But other than that,
Wait.
Hey guys, it is
That
June.
was a hard
It is
drive.
Juneteenth,
Not your
baby.
turn.
It is June.
Oh, the hard
It's
drive.
Juneteenth, baby.
I totally forgot. Happy
Happy
Juneteenth,
Juneteenth.
Crease. Juneteenth to all of our Black brothers out there.
Happy fake holiday that really makes no sense because the stuff they said happened never happened on this day.
I just want to say,
It's like
it's
Kamala
it's-
Harris saying freedom.
It's Juneteenth, baby, and you know what it
Yeah.
means. You could have been here, but you're here with us. It's Thursday night, baby, and you know what? Phantom, introduce our guests.
well, I just before we introduce our guests, I just want to say that all our merchandise is going to be 3/5 off for Juneteenth only. So you have a few more hours to grab that.
That's a good marketing ploy right there.
This stuff?
Oh
Yeah,
man,
full screen that man.
Oh,
that's a good
Full
one.
screen that man.
We're gonna
Full that-
full screen this man. Do your introduction and show us, AP.
Yo, I'm I'm Atomic Patriot and all that. You can find me on X and on YouTube as I'm uploading again. And for the homies, got some good merch. It's comfortable, fitting, and all that. And anyway, that's all I got.
Oh
So
nice.
Shout out.
subscribe to For the Homies.
Absolutely. And Smo,
Thank you.
how are you, good friend? Over there.
Doing good,
in
man.
Twitchland.
Doing good, man. So I went with the running joke that people say Atomic Patriot and I look alike. So I've got my glasses out. So
Hey,
the meme continues.
You guys do look
I
alike.
need to get. I need
It's
to get
crazy, right?
a
Dark
hat with a
well,
green rim.
shortly trimmed hair,
Okay.
black hats with gold font. Absolutely.
Well,
Similar
I mean,
headphones.
Hell, you're
if
wrong.
you guys saw the thumbnail, you two fit perfectly on the Boondock Saints.
Absolutely.
It's like
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yep.
It's
I think
so
Smoo got
there-
Sean Patrick Flannery, I believe.
yeah.
Well, I'm
So-
Scottish, but it counts. Well,
That's,
half
that's
Scottish. at
close.
least.
That's close.
Close enough, yeah.
Close enough.
So
Close enough.
there is a running joke that Atomic Patriot,
Good to
of
see,
all
yes.
people, him and Mo have this face that can be face swapped onto anybody. Straight
Yeah.
up.
The guy with no beard and the guy with a good beard. So
Well, you can morph our faces, and it probably would even make a difference. Honestly,
Mm.
it's like
So
we look
there-
two alike.
Yeah.
hey,
So,
nobody's ever seen us in the same room together. So
So I do have a few things I do want to promote. So next week is our 1 year anniversary
Mhm.
for
Episode
streaming
52,
on
One
man.
the
year goes by
homies.
so quick.
So that
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It went by
so-
that quick.
well, technically tonight would have been our 1 year, but we had trials and tribulations getting the show started. So keep an eye out. We will be uploading a little documentary of
Mhm.
what went in and the trials and tribulations of us starting the show. So that'll be uploaded this weekend before our
Mhm.
1 year anniversary.
Yeah, we're going to do a
And-
pre-recorded episode discussing the
Mhm.
previous year and what it took to get us here.
Mhm.
Anyways, continue, fam.
Yeah.
And don't forget, if you're not part of the homies Discord, you better get in there because we're requesting everybody to meme our special guest for next week. I want to see a ton of Mo Mavocado
Oh,
memes
Jesus.
everywhere for next week.
And remember, just like the pinned comment, just like the highlighted comment, all of the links for all the homies stuff and everybody's links and link trees are always down in the description below the video every episode.
Yes, sir.
And that's pretty much it. So I like to start off the show with a bang. I like, myself, Crease, and Jake and Ebola, we would love to thank you guys for turning out last
Yes.
last Thursday for the Ripa being on.
Mhm.
That stream is I
At
don't
450.
I think
or
no, it's
650.
higher
Excuse
than
me. It's at 650 now.
650.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
650. And we appreciate you guys so much.
Yes, we do.
We are going to take a break on having guests come on for roughly a couple months. So we'll start bringing people back on in August.
Mhm.
It gives this man below me a chance to take a break on having to ask people to come
Mhm.
on and the
man who needs
anxiety
it of all
and
people.
dealing with it.
Oh,
the anxiety
and
of
as
dealing
I've
with it.
said, and as I've said numerous times, both privately and live, this guy way over here, MMA Crease, he is the one who does the networking. He's the one who reaches out to people, who organizes guests, and he puts in a ton of legwork. I do producing, Phantom streams, Ebola does research, and Crease finds the guests. And so Crease, in my opinion, is the MVP of the group basically
absolutely.
every single week. So
Well, don't humble yourselves.
Do for you
part of that
guys.
crew too, you know.
Hey,
Do
this
for
whole
everybody,
crew here-
man.
This whole
It's
crew
like-
here is got like y'all got your each task and you guys do it well.
Exactly.
well, thank you. Thank
Well-
you. We
Well,
try.
You got
We try.
you guys do you guys do know what Crease has, right?
Yeah, somehow he has black
Well,
girl.
that was taken away from him by Ironheart, though. So
Yeah, this is true. Ironheart
Out
does
of all the
exist.
people-
It does
Out of all the
exist.
people,
Hopefully
Ebola still
this
the
is
that's
better
DEI
than
higher.
Okay, gamer.
Wait, what, AP?
So
I said out of all the people here, Ebola is still the DEI higher.
this is true.
Look, if you guys know the
mean-
joke about how they tried to make me think Ebola was black for like 2 months.
What do you mean? I am.
Yeah, show your face.
He
now.
is
Prove it.
You saw it.
You saw it. Oh, man.
No.
But yes,
So-
everybody. No, real talk. Thank everybody in GCA. Everybody, thank you all. We couldn't do this without you. We could not do this without you guys. So yeah, that we can. Whatever. I have to say that.
I just generally love like this whole sense of like the groups we have amongst the fellowships, like the GCA and everybody else. It is absolutely amazing, and I love to see it because we need more of this kind of stuff online because there's too much division, in my opinion, and I think we need more unity in a way.
Oh, absolutely.
I sound like a
I
freaking
agree.
priest saying that, but you know, it is what it is.
We need more unity.
And I totally agree with you. Like, you know, we're doing the homies here. We're all part of the GCA. Like you and Tomby do like the Hump Day Chimwag, for instance. You have your Discord server. Like all of these, this large fellowship encompasses so many pockets that are all interlinked together. And we need to protect it at all costs and keep that unity going because this is the space I wish existed 5, 10, 15 years ago that I wish I could have been a part of.
Amen to that.
There's been other people in our Discord reached out to us and say like, dude, because of y'all, we're thinking about just go ahead and stream it. And I'm like, damn, I did not expect that, but good. We need more people in the fight. Get your ass out there.
We need more people streaming in general. That's what I'm thinking about, you know, because
I agree.
Because the biggest problem that we have these days is like you have a lot of people like not streaming who could be streaming and they're actually extremely funny and talented, but they just get discouraged because it is not being easy building an audience at first, but you get used to it after a while.
Yeah,
I mean, just look at this prime example over here. He's funny, right? Getting a freaking bar of soap and then selling it online for like crazy amounts of money by other people who think it's funny to.
I ain't mad at her, man. Like she's a capitalist.
I respect the hustle. Listen, I respect the hustle. Okay,
I respect the hustle. She knows her fan bases. Okay,
she does. And shout out to her marketing team because they know how to promote her.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. For sure.
I
guess we can talk about our first subject.
Yeah, absolutely. Give us an introduction there, Chris. What we got?
So, like, Warner Brothers is breaking up again with another company. It's splitting apart, and you know, this is
boy band I know.
Pretty much, they have split up to 2 different companies. Now it's like I believe one is a television company and the other is streaming now. So now, that's what we got going on. For what I've researched a little bit. Yeah.
And in case you guys are curious, this up here, this is on WBD.com, WarnerBrothersDiscovery.com. This is their official statement. Warner Brothers Discovery to separate into 2 leading media companies. And there's a ton of corporate speak here, like enhanced strategic focus and flexibility will better position storied brands across entertainment, sports, and news to drive shareholder value. But in reality, Warner Brothers and Discovery came together. They did some stuff for a couple of years, and now they're officially splitting apart again. And so the shareholder value is going to come from the shareholders having their shares split between Warner Brothers and Discovery, and maybe separately they'll do better on their own, et cetera, and so forth. But
I'm curious what that means for the video games, though.
Because I am as well.
Because you guys, they got Mortal Kombat. Don't forget. I mean, you can say what you want about the last 2 Mortal Kombat games, but you know.
MK11 was okay received. I was actually quite surprised how well the remake, if you will, of Mortal Kombat 1 was received, but apparently
it was just
Mortal Kombat 2 is supposed to come out next year. Yeah, it was lacking a bunch of stuff. I know Mortal Kombat 2 is supposed to come out next year. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Let's hear some opinions. Let's go down the panel.
So the thing is with Mortal Kombat 1, it was well received in the beginning, but by the end of its run, people were like
Not
hating it.
amused about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
People
There was a-
people
Yeah.
were hating it big
Yeah.
time.
I remember there was a time
Yeah.
during the early part of the game where you try to play the towers, they glitch and just kicked the game. And I
Mhm.
looked, and that
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
it was. I thought it was the
I
network. It wasn't
also
just me.
remember hearing how many people had issues playing the game, like even getting into like multiplayer, like
Yeah.
I-
things were not running properly for it.
Mhm.
I had
Yeah.
fine. It's just that one. I had mostly fine, but there was times where it glitched or it looked a little buggy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I
I was
Well,
I was
here's
gonna
the
also
question,
say like, oh, good.
No, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say like what I like about this deal is this too. Like David Zaslav even took like a pay cut to make this thing happen too. So I mean that just shows
Really?
you that they really want to get out of debt on this or
Okay.
whatever. Like they literally want to try to get the company back profitable or whatever.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
the thing about Warner Brothers is like they have so much good stuff at their company. They got Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, the Looney Tunes, DC, Mortal Kombat. Like they got all these IPs, but they for some reason their media team just doesn't know what the hell to do with them, and it's like annoying or whatever. So, what are you gonna say, Jake?
Well, I what I was going to say was I specifically highlighted this section because I know you have opinions on David Zaslav and the way he likes to try and make things happen. He's more of a I don't care necessarily what the company does. I only care that the company makes money because that's my job as CEO. And
Yeah.
so here it's saying David Zaslav, President and CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery, will serve as President and CEO of streaming and studios. And then we have a Gunnar Wiedenfels, Chief Financial Officer of Warner Brothers Discovery, will serve as President and CEO of Global Networks, while both will continue in their present roles at Warner Brothers Discovery until the separation. Do you feel that David Zaslav, because he is no longer CEO, he will no longer be CEO of the entirety of Warner Brothers Discovery? He's going to be more focused, if you will, on just streaming and studios. Do you feel that he is going to make that tighter, more efficient, more money making, that kind of thing? Do you feel that he has that in?
I
He's gonna
think
make that happen.
So from what I know from David, like if you just go back on his past or whatever, he just has the Midas touch of like making your company can be in like bad debt, and he knows how to make it back profitable. And I think I think since this is getting split up again, and now he's just focusing on TV and streaming, I think it's going to be profitable again, because I know he's been working with James Gunn. Despite how we feel about this Harry Potter stuff too, like I know he's going to probably be working close with J.K. Rowling and them. Just keeping the relationships, because at the end of the day, he's not like Bob Iger. Bob Iger like fools a lot of people. Like all he does is just buy stuff to make himself look good. David Zaslav is willing to say like, okay, I see the problem. This is the problem. Let's try to fix this shit. Like you got me here to help your company. I'm gonna help your company. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it. Or whatever.
He puts more effort into actually maintaining and making quality for the company, rather than just claiming, "Oh, we own this, so this means we're doing good."
And one thing I dislike about Bob Iger is he's one of those guys that wears Patagonia outdoor gear, but he showers 5 times a day in his personal shower in his CEO suite and is not an outdoorsman. I hate those.
I'd love to see the water bill for Disney,
Oh my goodness.
Just for that. Disney shower so many times. Oh, we can't say
also, and don't forget, it's the office that he never left. He never left that office.
Yeah.
Guys, we got sighting.
We have a sighting.
We got sighting.
Oh, shit.
We got sighting up north, guys.
Uh-oh.
My name is Jeff.
Oh,
my name is Jeff.
Yeah, found you, bro. And
We
also,
got-
hail to you, Norman, over there in
Norman,
Scotland.
yo.
I appreciate the lurk. And
Scotland is in the building.
Get yourself some good sleep.
Yeah.
Smooth, what
But-
do you think about all this?
But yeah,
Honestly, I hope that Zaslav will just focus on what he's doing best, like
Yep.
being laser focused on one thing instead of having to manage like 4 or 5 different things. And
Right.
who knows who's running the entertainment branch? I think it was the Wiedenfels guy that's highlighted in the article.
The CFO, he's going to be head of global networks. I assume that
I'm
means
curious.
the Warner Discovery News networks, for instance.
I'm curious how that's going to go, and especially with what UK Gamer was saying, like being interested in the streaming and gaming
Yeah.
branch. Part of me hopes that doesn't happen because Sony is bleeding money at the moment.
Yes, they are.
And honestly, I'm amazed that they actually had money to buy shares in Kadokawa a
Mhm.
couple of months ago.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, they
the
bought
company
they
that
bought
also
a
owns
significant
Elden Ring.
amount. They brought a few percentage points.
Yep, and also when you think about it this way, the latest outputs of WB games have not been great either. I mean, we had Sushi
Yeah.
Squad
yeah, that's true.
bombed,
Oh yeah.
Gotham Knights bombed,
I'm home.
Ugh.
K1 had a good beginning,
Semi-
but floundered very hard.
They
at the
canceled the
end.
Wonder Woman game too. They canceled the Wonder Woman
Oh,
game
they
too.
did.
Game.
Yeah.
Right.
I know that they're really hoping, as far as their next, I don't know if it's going to be their very next release, but as far as one of the big tentpole releases, we were saying we were talking a little bit about this in the green room, that they're really hoping that MK2, the remake of Mortal Kombat 2, is going to be like really good and really well received. I imagine they're hoping for like they're probably
honestly-
hoping for at least
Okay.
5 to 6 million copies.
I
in the
hope
first 30 days.
That's if they don't mess it up.
True.
of
Because
course, of course.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, the most recent Mortal Kombat movie, I liked it. I really enjoyed the film. I just didn't like the
Mhm.
Cole character. I
It
mean,
wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
Mm-hmm.
Still,
Yeah.
I mean, the original Mortal Kombat movie still holds up today.
Right.
Most of it was practical effects, but
Mhm.
it is what
Apart
it
from
is
Reptile.
this day and time.
Hey, practical effects works better
Yes.
more often than CGI.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we know who is now the new president of Warner Brothers now?
Well,
It's still David Zaslav.
It's still
He's still
gonna be
the head
David
guy.
yeah, Warner Discovery is splitting, and again, David Zaslav who is CEO. He's going to be CEO of studios and streaming, and then the current CFO is going to be the head of global networks. So I assume that
Well,
means
do we know who that is?
Zaslav is going to be the online and VOD stuff, and the CFO is going to be live TV stuff. Do we know who it is? Yes, we do know who it is. His name, please excuse me. His
He
name
who
is
shall
Gunnar
not be named.
Biedenfels. Gunnar Biedenfels is going to serve as president CEO of Global Networks.
Well, if
Well,
Warner
yeah,
Brothers
if-
is smart, hold on. If Warner Brothers is smart, they should just make Mortal Kombat versus DC 2.
Oh yes, and make it M-rated, please.
Make it M-rated because they
Yes.
managed
Yeah.
to get Joker into Mortal Kombat somehow,
Yeah.
despite the whole thing. And yeah, just make it M-rated, and also get some of the more familiar faces back in.
Mhm.
Instead of making Injustice, make it actually a little bit more like a bigger scale and bigger budget game.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Maybe they will get some butts in the seats again, because MK
Yes.
versus DC was not a terrible concept. The only thing that really held it back was the age rating.
Yeah, the teen rating, the
Mhm.
lack of blood and guts, the lack of the
Mhm.
famous Mortal Kombat fatalities. You know, they were
Yeah.
there,
Didn't they
kind
release-
of, but they were really
There was finishers, but they weren't.
yeah, they were finishers. They weren't, you know.
That's what.
Yeah,
but they had
Oh,
it-
it's fine.
The
Ultimate.
heroic brutalities.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have to
Brutality.
say, so DC versus Mortal Kombat, I love that game. It was a fun game to play because you got to see Batman versus Scorpion.
Mhm.
You know, I think the story mode was really good. I enjoyed it. My thing is, I do
Should've been
want to see
M-rated.
Injustice. I would love to see Injustice 3
Mm-hmm.
because I believe Injustice 2. It was a good game, but I didn't love it as much as I did first game.
Gods Among
they
Us was
tried
a
to-
great
They
game.
tried
Yes.
to kind
Yeah.
of do like
Yeah.
a mix. They tried to kind of do like a Red Sun esque storyline, but
Mhm.
just didn't go all the
Yeah.
way with it. If
No.
they were going to do
Yeah.
Injustice 3, either go full bore Injustice or go full bore like again Red Sun, for instance.
Justice Lord.
Just
Let's
go all the
Okay,
way.
no,
or
no.
Justice Lords.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know what? They should just go ahead and give us the Justice Lords. Like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll be
Yeah.
something different. You know what I'm saying?
It would
Like,
You know what?
the
You know, Warner Brothers. I'm gonna tell you this much: give us the Injustice costumes from the cartoon. Put those in there.
yeah,
Give
Okay.
us those
Yeah.
costumes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, be done
that's
for
the
that.
Justice Lords.
Mhm.
Yeah, the Justice Lord episodes. Yeah, they need to make that happen. So,
Yep.
but
I
yeah,
did like the gear system though. That was a
The
cool...
one thing that they messed
Regarding
up, in my
Injustice 2.
personal opinion,
You're right,
in the Injustice universe, the one thing they messed up, in my personal opinion, was that movie. They
Which
massacred it. The
Yeah.
Injustice movie.
oh, the cartoon movie.
the
Oh
animated
God, no.
Injustice movie.
They
Yeah.
messed
watched
that up.
it.
So
Oh God,
bad.
it was
I won't
horrible.
lie, I actually watched
It
it
was
on the plane when I
bad.
went to the San Antonio meetup. I was pissed. I was like,
It's
I'm
bad.
just pissed that they killed off
It was-
Flash.
I
Like, they
heard
killed off
I
Flash
heard it was bad
and
and
never
didn't bother
mentioned it.
watching it.
I was so
Dude.
pissed.
Dude, it's so bad. I didn't even add it to my Blu-ray collection. I'm not purchasing that movie. I don't care how
Wow.
how
Murphy.
cheap it
Chris,
is.
it's money,
It's
dude.
pretty
It's the
bad.
money, honestly. Don't
It's
get
not
it.
even
You
worth
got-
pirating.
You got to think that we got that crappy movie, and then right after that we got Batman Ninja Part 2, which is way better than
It was
Batman
solid.
Ninja 1.
And the
It's
animation was
better.
fantastic.
I mean, we even got a Scorpion movie that was way better. Like the
Yes.
Scorpion
Yeah,
movie
the
was
Scorpion
way
movie was better.
Yes, you're right.
Yes.
Dude, I
Yeah,
was
the
I was
cartoon
blown away when I saw it. I was like,
Scorpion movie.
And
Yep.
Scorpion was actually Chinese.
Yes.
not Japanese.
exactly.
They fucked up.
Exactly.
Yeah, Scorpion's
In the new
Revenge
live
was
action-
fucking amazing.
latest
Yep.
live action.
Yeah,
That movie.
yeah.
So
I
any
guess
You know
we
what
can
they
move on
should
to our
do?
next.
Jeffrey,
Um,
any final thoughts?
Yeah, one more little game thing before we move on. You know what
Sure.
they should do? They should do an old school Scorpion game like they did with Sub-Zero back for the
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
like Sub-Zero
Oh.
Origins on the
Yes.
N64.
what
Why would
Sub-Zero
you put people
Adventures,
through that?
but
Why would you do that?
Scorpion. But Scorpion.
Scorpion Adventures.
Wait.
Well,
Scorpion
not the
Anthologies.
same game, but a game but based just on Scorpion, going through the netherworld and getting his
Right.
powers and stuff.
Was that
Man.
game heavily criticized?
It was, but it was,
It was
also
a
on the
flop.
I enjoyed it.
N64. It was a massive
I
flop,
enjoyed
as
it.
Snow just mentioned.
I enjoyed it.
But
Yeah.
here's a good way to finish the topic. UK Gamers asking, with this move, is Warner Brothers move to become like the Microsoft of films and TV, stepping away from the creation of IPs and focusing on the
Maybe.
distribution? It doesn't
It
seem to
sounds
be
like
that
it.
way, because with the split, Discovery will be working with its IPs and Warner Brothers would be working with its IPs. So it's not a matter of
It makes more sense like that.
Warner Brothers and Discovery are splitting, where one is going to be focusing on distribution and one is going to be focusing on creation. They're basically going to turn into two independent companies again.
Mhm.
So this kind
Yeah.
of 2-ish year experiment where they've been the same company obviously has not bore enough fruit that Zaslav and the shareholders wanted, and thus they're going back to being two different companies again. That's effectively what's happening.
Yeah,
So
Well-
things will
Yeah.
probably go back to structurally. I mean, things will probably go back to the way they were in 2022, 2021, etc.
Well, I mean, also you have to think with this split, we got Superman in a few weeks,
Yes, we do.
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
and a lot of people are saying that the new DCU, is like Superman has to succeed. And I think it's going to be better than Fantastic Four. I think it's going to win
It
the
will
Summit,
be.
hands down.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to think of it this way too. Superman is a bigger normie appeal to most people because
Absolutely.
there's, every generation kind of had their Superman, right? Like even the
Yeah.
90s kids had like 2 or 3 iterations now.
Mhm.
The millennials had
Yeah.
one, 2010s have one. So there's always this association with like growing up with at least one
Yeah.
iteration of Superman.
And he has
Like
a pretty solid
Batman.
worldwide appeal as well. Like
Yes, he does.
basically everybody knows who Superman
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And I do
Okay.
want to mention one thing before we move on. I have more faith in James Gunn with this movie than a lot of people are like saying about it. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
To be fair, Gunn
Well, we
needs
can
to
talk about that
work on
later.
his all I'm going to say for now is Gunn needs to work on his public speech approach, because he comes across very condescending when he says a lot of things, and I hope he fixes his
Yeah.
shit for the future.
He needs
Because
to work on being quiet.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
for sure.
Anyways, Chris, line us up.
It's trailer trash time. So like, what's going to be our first trailer?
So-
I think it's supposed to be Dracula or something.
Indeed. Every week, as you guys know, we do trailer trash, and we try to get at least two. We try to get 2 trailers for you guys. I'll tell you what, sometimes it's hard to find 2 trailers. But anyways, we're going to save the best for last, in my opinion. So the first one that we're going to be doing this week, we are going to be the new Dracula, which, interestingly enough, has Luc Besson in it, and Christoph Waltz, which I'm a big fan of.
Oh, my favorite Austrian.
Yeah, he's been. I think he's Van Helsing.
Oh,
Well, I think I listened to this.
I'm
we should
curious
do
where they
the
found Luc
copyrighted
Besson,
music.
because he was missing for a couple of years.
Yeah, he wasn't acting in a lot of stuff for a number of years. So let's see how he's doing. So we're gonna light the candle in a 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And remember, if you have any comments, go ahead and shout them out as the play.
I watched this the other night, and
This is
I
supposed to be
wanna
very
see this.
close to. This is supposed to be very close to the actual Bram Stoker novel.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly enough, that chariot
excites me.
it reminded me of Django Unchained.
Mm.
I was like,
Oh, interesting.
story. My story.
I love how it has French subtitles. I do not have subtitles on.
oui, oui, baguette, baguette.
Luc Besson is in it, so yeah, that makes sense.
I asked the priest that goes to spend my wife.
And I'd say if anybody has never seen Bram Stoker's Dracula, what haven't you?
Worst
Exactly.
British accent ever by Keanu Reeves in that one. What is his wife doing on the
Hell,
battlefield?
Well, here's the question: is it as
My
bad as
life
Kevin
no longer
Costner's?
belongs to him. Since then, I've
Well,
lived on
Kevin
the
Costner really didn't have an accent.
Exactly.
Kevin Costner never puts on an accent.
I thought it was Greener Wormtongue for a second.
yeah.
He's been looking for his beloved for more than 400 years.
My French PTSD
Okay.
is kicking in. I had French for 6 years in school, and reading the subtitles gives me PTSD again.
The only language.
This man is the devil. Mina's in danger.
So yeah, I definitely think Christoph Waltz is going to be
For your salvation.
I gotta say, it gives me similar vibes to the Nosferatu movie, almost. Although it's not the same director, I get
Yeah,
the same
yeah.
vibes.
I would say Nosferatu is more horror driven. This one seems more like drama.
Yeah.
You are her damnation.
So you guys think so? Nosferatu is based off of Bram Stoker's Dracula,
Yes.
Mhm.
and
Yes.
and
Nosferatu
this is just
in 1923 came out at a time when Bram Stoker's Dracula was still copyrighted. So they
Mhm.
specifically changed some aspects and renamed it.
mm-hmm.
You know what?
Yeah,
Though,
It looks
That-
promising.
yeah, this
Yeah,
trailer
it
does look
does.
pretty good. And
It does.
what's with the return to classic monsters? Like we got freaking Frankenstein coming out later this year. We got Dracula. We got Nosferatu. We got
We were talking about that with Hayden a couple weeks ago. We were saying that it's starting to replace the superhero movie. We're starting to get more monster movies, like with Sinners and with the
28
Frankenstein
years
movie and stuff. Yeah, 28 years later. It's the new
Wasn't-
flavor of
wasn't
the
that the
month
idea,
again,
though?
basically.
Wasn't that the idea, though, that they want to do a MonsterVerse thing where Frankenstein teams up with Dracula and stuff? Wasn't that kind of
Well,
the idea a couple years ago?
It was the
Okay.
Dark Universe. It was the Dark Universe,
Mhm.
and they started off with the Mummy, and that was it was a failure with Tom Cruise.
Mm.
To me, I would still love to see Russell Crowe be Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde because that was like the only character I liked in that movie.
Right.
So
Mhm.
they can bring him back to be that character. I'll be fine with it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, one they were going to bring Johnny Depp in as the Invisible Man,
Mhm.
and when Tom Cruise's Mummy failed, they just
Mhm.
axed the whole Dark Universe thing.
Right. Which
Um,
leads into what's happening now because they
Mhm.
tried to do the Dark Universe thing. They did obviously the most recent one, 2018. That was excuse me, the Mummy with Tom Cruise. They did a Wolfman before that.
True.
Yep.
It is, yeah.
And I think what excuse me, what Universal is thinking is they tried to do this Dark Universe thing where they wanted to do basically like the Marvels did, Marvel did, introduce each character in their own movie and then eventually put them together. They saw that that was not working for them. Maybe it's because they were monsters. Maybe it's because of the different directors. Maybe they didn't have like a Feige-esque figure, but they scrapped the Dark Universe. And I think they're deciding, okay, let's just basically rewind 80 to 100 years and just do individual monster flicks. Do those for a decade and a half. And then maybe at that point, they'll start doing like Dracula versus Frankenstein's monster or the Mummy versus the Invisible Man or what have you. But I think for the time being, certainly, especially if this movie does well, if Frankenstein does well, they're just going to continue to use their classic Universal monsters and just making individual, hopefully, good movies.
I mean,
with intent, with good direction, good actors, good scripts, etc.
with Warner Brothers, like they're doing the Sinner series or whatever. Like Ryan Coogler has his own Sinner stuff, so like I'm kind of excited for the Sinner universe. I mean,
Sinner's
it's
going to be
just the thing. Yeah, he has like a couple. He has like it's going to be like a mini universe thing that he wants to do a couple of movies with or whatever. And I think that's good for this generation. Like they get to have like AP and them get to have their own type of movie pop culture thing. Like, you guys got to have your stuff or whatever, in my opinion.
I mean,
And,
I agree with that.
Oh, I just want to do
Yeah.
some quick
But I feel called out.
I want to do some quick interjections from chat. Ronan the Crusader said, even though it's set in the past, the film looks like it has a scale similar to Valerian or The Fifth Element. We know Fifth Element owes a lot to Valerian. However, basically nobody outside of France, unless you're a really avid comic book lover, knows what Valerian even is, Ronan. So I was gonna say that.
They actually made a Valerian movie a couple of years ago. I was like,
Valerian in the City of a Thousand Planets.
It was okay.
Yes. But the
It was
thing
okay.
is,
fine.
It wasn't
It was
bad.
okay.
But Valerian is such like a deep and complicated, if you will, universe that trying to fit into like a 2-hour movie, it will just
It
fly
needs to be a
over
show.
most people's
I
heads. It
remember seeing
needed
the
to be a show.
trailer.
what was
And-
the Idris Elba Matthew McConaughey movie that they did? Was it The Dark
That was
Tower?
Dark
Tower.
Stephen
Dark
King.
That was like
Tower.
basically 5 movies in one
Yeah.
5 books in one movie. I was like,
because it's
why would you do that?
7 or 8 books, and
Incompetence.
I thought the point initially was they were supposed to just do the first book and then it was supposed to continue, but
Yeah.
that obviously didn't happen. And UK Gamer also is saying only decent beast movie we had in 30 years is Dog
Soldiers.
Down that hill.
Dang.
Dog Soldiers. If you have not seen Dog Soldiers, that is
Do
a
it.
fantastic movie. Everybody go watch it.
Yep.
Now, so we know that like WB,
Valerian is
well, no, Universal back in the day, they became famous because of the monster movies, the Draculas, the
Yeah.
Wolfman, and the Mummy and stuff like that.
Jaws.
That's what really
And-
made them.
And then like we had a resurgence of monster movies back. Brandon Fraser's The Mummy, and then Bram Stoker's Dracula, and then then like later on we had another like Renaissance. I mean, I know a lot of people panned it, but I love Van Helsing. I love the
Me
movie
too.
with Hugh Jackman. I love
That
that
was
Hugh
an
movie.
Jackman,
unironically
Van
good
Helsing.
movie.
Evangeline
I haven't
Lilly
fully
was in
watched
that.
that one.
Shout
Yeah.
out.
A couple of years ago, it was the It series with Warner Brothers.
That wasn't Evangeline Lilly. That was
Oh, I thought it was
that was
Evangeline Lilly. Excuse me.
no, that was the one from Underworld.
Kate Beckinsale.
Oh, Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah, Kate
Thank you,
Beckinsale.
Snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So the one
Man,
thing I
Kate
would love to
Beckinsale.
see them do if they do this Dark Universe stuff, give us a Monster Squad Part 2. Bunch of kids fighting
Really?
yeah, give us something like that again because that movie deserves a sequel or a remake. That movie was
You guys-
so good.
Do you guys remember the Brothers Grimm movie with Matt Damon
Yes. Yes, I do.
and
I thought it was
Heath Ledger?
pretty okay. I thought it was pretty okay.
They should have just done this.
Yeah.
Get Brendan Fraser in, get Matt Damon and what's it called? Heath Ledger. Well, God rest his soul.
God rest.
Get Hugh Jackman in, and then just do a Monster Hunter movie, like a legit Monster
Yeah.
Hunter movie.
Ooh,
You know, that would have been pretty cool.
interesting. Where they're actually
Like
They
in
just
the
have to
Halloween
change
movie?
each other's
actually
names.
hunting monsters.
Yeah,
Like the real monsters, like Frankenstein,
Yeah.
monster, the Wolfman, Dracula, things of that nature.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think this is good. The thing about the horror community is they always been loyal to their stuff. Like they stay strong to their stuff or whatever. That's a good thing about them. Especially with the Terrifier series too, or whatever. Like they love the people love Terrifier. Now I watched only the first two movies or whatever, and I ain't gonna lie, like, you know, I understand why a lot of people got grossed out because like when I was watching it, I was like, oh man, this is pretty brutal, bro. Like this is man, like but yeah,
Terrifier's
people
pretty
love it.
brutal.
Do you remember
Yeah,
the Terror
I
Clown
won't say-
videos from back in the day on YouTube? Like
The what
when
now?
they were just pulling pranks in the parking lot dressed as clowns, and it looks pretty.
Oh
look
yes.
pretty,
Yeah.
Oh my
look at-
god.
That's what
Yeah.
Terrifier reminds me of.
That-
Granted, I'm a giant
Yeah.
wuss when it comes to horror movies. I mean, I
Oh,
watched
dude.
Nosferatu, which was fine because it was like very
Dude,
subtle with the horror, but I'm just not a huge fan of like these ultra gory horror movies. But I'm somehow okay with Gears of War.
I watched Nosferatu yesterday. Oh my goodness. I can see why people love that movie, man. Like it's pretty brutal.
So, 2
Suspense.
points.
It's like it's
in inverted order. Number one, me and my wife went to see Nosferatu on Christmas Day. We went about 9 p.m. That movie was incredible. It was such.
it's a good movie, man.
It was.
It's a good
such
movie.
Great interpretation of the Bram Stoker, it was partly the Bram Stoker book, obviously, and partly the 1923 German expressionist Nosferatu. And,
Yeah.
and what you said, Smoo, about excuse me. I'm sorry. What was the movie you mentioned? Please excuse me.
The Brothers Grimm.
Oh, you mentioned Brothers Grimm. Heath Ledger, God rest him, but that idea of taking the Brothers Grimm into not the modern day, but having it, work through a modern lens, similar to, I don't know if you guys have watched the Grimm television series.
Oh yeah, that was a great show.
Which I thought was a great show.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I feel like that would absolutely work. Bring in Hugh Jackman as Dr. Abraham Van Helsing. Just do that. If you're gonna do I feel that if Universal is going to make their various monster movies and they do well and they decide a number of years down the line that they're going to do crossovers, what a great way to do the crossovers, bring in the various monsters, then have the Brothers Grimm in there as like this through line and kind of make them this monster hunting duo. I think that would be a fantastic idea. Fantastic.
Still like to see a Monster Squad Part 2 though.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Monster Squad Part 2, I think, would have to take place down the line. And I also am of the opinion that if they were to do it, it wouldn't be a PG bordering on what wasn't exactly at the time, but would soon come PG-13. They would have to push it a little more. They'd have to make it a little more gruesome, a little more violent. The kids wouldn't be 11, 12, 13. They'd have to be like 15, 16, 17.
Mm-hmm.
There'd have to be some more brutal stuff happening.
Young
But
adult movies.
yeah,
basically.
it would be more young adult than kids. Yeah, if they were to do it nowadays, certainly.
Can I say one thing? Wolfman has gnarls.
That's gnarls.
Yeah.
When the Wolfman gets kicked in the nuts, the kids, Wolfman's got gnarls.
Oh! I get what you're saying. Okay.
But I mean, I think we've talked about this before. I think the superhero genre is dying. Just let it die.
Mm-hmm.
Just let it die. Bring back horror movies, make them great again, and just do it that way. I mean, we got 28 years later, just dropped today, and
today it dropped this morning.
And tying into that, UK Gamer makes a good point. Make the kids in Mod Squads 2 be the offspring of the kids from the original cast. I think that's a good idea.
Yep.
We're talking about horror movies, bringing that back. I also think we should bring westerns back.
Yeah,
we should bring. Do
that.
There's a
give us.
Well, the thing is,
go ahead.
Give us. The thing is,
Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, the thing is with westerns, because we're in a sensitive type of culture or whatever. You guys know where I'm going with this. It will be frowned upon because it's guns. Is with westerns, most people think it's just nothing but conservatives liking them or whatever. And I agree with you, AP. I would love to see a good western come back. Like the last good western that I saw was the one with Denzel with Magnificent Seven, like with Chris Pratt and all them. Like I thought that
was good.
I thought that one was underratedly good or whatever. I thought that one was pretty good. But yeah, I think that's the only problem with most westerns is because most people don't want to do them, even though they're really cheap to do. Or whatever.
I will say
not politically correct.
I will say regarding westerns. First is a joke. Second is serious. The joke being, Rust is coming out soon.
It is already out.
I thought it was already out.
It's already out. ABF's already seen it.
We will be able to. We won't have to watch it after it falls off the back of the bus. Let's say that, or truck. The second thing I'll say is the past 15 years we've had a remake of True Grit, which was really solid. We had 310 to Yuma, which was
that one was good, dude. I watched that.
310 to Yuma was very good.
Which
Christian
was
Bale did a great job.
Like a mix of a western and a slasher flick, or specifically Halloween. We had No Country for Old Men. I mean, like you can do a western set in like the late 70s, early 80s, for instance. Like
you could also do a western set in modern times.
You could also do a western set in modern times. That's basically
what Yellowstone is.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. That's basically what Yellowstone is. It's a western.
Landman.
Current era.
Landman is basically a western too.
Landman.
You know what? Yeah.
I
won't say Tulsa King is because it's more of a crime.
It has the DNA of western though.
Yes.
I will say. Yeah. What fascinating is this? They tried to bring back western with Django Unchained, right? In a way, but Tarantino was like, "Yeah, well, it's going to be a one-off thing." And then he did what was the other one? Hateful Eight. I was like,
Hateful Eight. Yeah,
Hateful Eight was good. I enjoyed that movie.
It was fine.
Movie.
It was long.
It had problems, but it was
not only
way too
was
long.
it a long movie, but if you watch like the Netflix special edition, it was in 4 parts that were nearly 5 hours in totality. And we know how Quentin Tarantino, he like the novelization. He writes his own novelization for his movies, and man, there's a lot of talking. If you thought like the bar scene in the basement of Inglourious Bastard was like a lot of talking leading up to tension, now imagine that's like an hour of talking leading up to a 20-second action scene. Like, let's fucking go. Let's get on with it, please.
Let's go, baby.
An hour of talking before action. I would literally
enough
just
dialogue.
read the book.
Enough dialogue.
I love to see them bring back classic like serial movies. Do another do another Phantom, do another Flash
like
Gordon,
okay.
and
Okay.
do like movies like that. Like, give us a good adaptation of fucking the Lone
Shadow.
Ranger, not
Of the
not
Shadow,
just, yeah,
too.
the Shadow. Give us a good
Yeah.
adaptation of the Lone Ranger, not that bullshit that we got from Disney. Now, Johnny Death, I liked him as Tonto. I think he was funny as hell. Armie Hammer should have never been the Lone Ranger in that fucking
Armie
movie.
Hammer was not a good Lone Ranger.
Yeah.
I
No.
absolutely agree with that.
You know,
Oh,
if
man.
you want to do westerns, give us Davy Crockett, give us Daniel Boone,
Yeah,
Give
nice
us-
David.
give-
Yeah, David Crockett would be good.
give us the old classic Disney.
Give us Annie
Fucking
Oakley for crying out
westerns.
loud. You want
Yes.
to talk about a girl boss?
Hell,
Annie
hell,
Oakley
give
could shoot an aspirin out of the air with her rifle, for Christ's sake.
Yep.
Hey, dude. I
Yeah.
mean,
Honestly?
we've heard rumors. They're doing a Young Guns Part 3.
I
They're actually
agree
doing Young
for
Guns
everyone.
3.
Do you
And-
guys
would
think?
be interested in that.
Do you guys think Keanu Reeves could do a good job in the Western?
Yes.
We could.
I think he could, but I think he's too stoic. Whatever.
Well, okay.
Oh, no.
Okay. Counterpoint, Crease. Too stoic, fine. And sometimes if you give him too much dialogue, it falls off. Have him play a Clint
Yeah.
Eastwood style silent man.
Yeah.
Have him play someone with like
Reboot
maybe
the Good,
20
the Bad,
lines
the
in the
Ugly
entire
series.
movie. Have him be like
Yes.
Outlaw Josie
Yeah.
Wales. Something like that. Remake
Yeah.
Outlaw Josie
Hey,
Wales. You
dude.
could easily do that now with an R rating and it'd be fucking fantastic. And we know that Keanu has the skills to do some work,
Fight.
if you will, with a firearm.
Hey,
Yeah.
They can remake the Man with No Name series with
Yep.
Keanu Reeves
Yeah.
as Clint Eastwood,
As
Old
the
Man
the
new
Man
Keanu.
with No Name.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They could do
Hail
that.
Rider,
Hell,
all that
hell,
stuff. The
go-
Dollar
go back
series.
look at all the John Wayne westerns out there. Big Jake,
Mhm.
Rio,
Bravo.
Real
Rio
Bravo.
Bravo, and all them, and take those movies. You can remake them. I mean, we gonna have Leslie Nielsen being Police Squad, and I'm excited to see
Naked
that
Gun.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Naked
Well-
Gun.
Liam
And
Neeson,
you
Naked
could
Gun.
take
Yeah.
Liam Neeson. Like I was so the GCA was talking about this last night.
Right.
About Liam Neeson being stork stuff. Look up a movie called High Spirits from 1988. Liam
One of his
Neeson
earliest
played
roles, yeah.
he played
Yep.
it was a comedy about fucking ghosts, and he was one of the ghosts.
Yep.
He's been in
People don't
comedy
realize.
roles.
Yeah, people
And
don't realize Liam Neeson
Yeah.
isn't. He's got comedic elements and
Oh, dude,
acting.
He got he got some bag.
Hey, what's
and
that
you know
movie
what?
with Seth MacFarlane? Was it 1,000 Ways to Die in the West?
Yeah, 1,000
Million.
ways to die in the West, or 1,000,000 ways to die in the West.
Million Ways to Die,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was.
In
Yeah.
Ted.
There were some jokes
When he was
that
in
were a
Ted.
little,
Well,
but
Well-
it was largely
since we're talking about comedy, we can give us. We got the Spaceballs Part 2 or
absolutely,
whatever. We
Uh-huh.
can.
Yeah.
absolutely.
I love
Yeah.
that
We can't play
natural
the
segue.
music. We can't
So-
play
The
the
natural
music.
segue
It
was great.
sucks.
Yes, we do have to unfortunately mute this. However, most of it is a title crawl, of course, because it's a spoof of Star Wars.
Jake,
It's-
Jake,
As
You're
you
gonna have to
guys
read
know-
for. You're gonna have to read for us,
Read
Jake.
I
You're gonna have to read for us.
I will read it for you guys if you so desire.
We need
But
someone
as
to
you
play
know,
the-
there was a big joke.
Read it with a Spanish accent, please.
Well, my wife is Peruvian, but I don't have the accent down yet.
Hey,
I
cabrón,
can't do
you
an
need to- you
Iberian
need
Spanish
subtitles.
accent, so I'm just going to do my voice as
Yeah.
best as I can.
The,
And as you
and
guys
the problem
know,
is,
they teased when the first Spaceballs movie come out that the sequel would be called Spaceball 2: The Quest for More Money. So let's
I hope it's
let's
called-
see.
Who's got the rights for Spaceballs
Get
again?
in it.
Is it Disney?
MGM.
It
No.
is MGM.
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 Yeah.
But
Honestly, they should just make
still-
a double. They should just do the double bill. When the
Ooh,
second one
they
drops,
should double bill it in theaters.
just play.
Yeah.
Just make them watch the first one before that, and then
Mhm.
just go straight into the second one.
We do have a lot of returning characters. So
Yep.
we're gonna run that.
Yeah.
We're gonna run this trailer, and I will read it for you guys. So in 5, 4,
Let's go.
two,
Let's
one.
go.
38 years ago, there was only one Star Wars trilogy. But since then, there have been a prequel trilogy, a sequel trilogy, a sequel to the prequel, a prequel to the sequel, countless TV spin-offs, a movie spin-off of the TV spin-off, which is both a prequel and a sequel, not to mention 2 Dunes, 7 Jurassic Parks, 2 Avatars plus 3 upcoming Avatars, making 5 Avatars, 36 MCU movies with 2 different Robert Downey Jr.'s, DCU attempt number 1, DCU attempt number 2, an animated Lion King, live-action animated Lion King, a live-action animated Lion King prequel, 8 Harry Potter movies, a TV series remaking the same 8 Harry Potter movies, a whole streaming service of Star Trek, 7 Alien movies, 2 of which were also Predator movies, not to be mistaken for the 6 Predator movies that are not also Alien movies, 1 Prometheus, which is kind of an Alien movie, 4 Beatles movies, and Oppenheimer.
Yep.
Dude,
But
That's a pretty good
38
rundown.
years, there's only ever
This
been
movie-
one. Bum, 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 bum,
This
bum,
movie's
bum,
gonna be
bum,
fucking
bum.
awesome. This movie's gonna be awesome.
I'm gonna keep my
Baseball.
hype for at a minimum because of one
Let the
reason.
Swartz be with you.
Here we go.
I had
Until
to-
now.
I had to say this much. Mel Brooks, he's a leftist lunatic, but he still makes fun of every fucking
40
body.
years. We asked, what
He's
do the
98
fans
years old,
want?
baby.
But instead, we're making this movie.
Shout out to Spaceballs
This
sweatshirt.
movie.
The Schwartz awakens
May the
in
Schwartz
2027.
And
be with you.
Let the
And
Swartz be
we
with
do-
you.
we do know
I'm sorry.
Rick
May the
Moranis
Schwartz
is
be with us
returning.
all.
The
Rick
fact that they got
Moranis
Rick
is
Rick
Moranis back.
Moranis, God bless him.
Crazy.
Rick Moranis
When is this happening?
returning.
It's happening now.
Mhm.
In 2 years. We getting it in 2 years.
So I will say I have one concern for it.
Right.
You guys
Go
know
ahead.
who
Yeah,
is writing?
go ahead, AP.
The guy who's
Josh
writing
Gates.
the movie is Josh Gates.
Josh
Oh,
Gates.
God.
You
Just
mean
that-
Gad?
That huge
Gad.
Disney guy. Yeah.
Oh,
whatever.
Josh
Same thing.
Gad.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he's the one writing.
Yeah.
it.
Well,
Oh,
also,
no.
also the thing
But
is Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks
has
is
100
heavily
has-
involved.
He has 100% control over the movie.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
it's,
And if
it's his final word, and he'll rewrite. If he doesn't like the script,
Oh,
he'll
yes.
fucking rewrite in a heartbeat.
Of course.
Mhm.
Of course.
Mhm.
And if you've never, if you're out there and somehow have never seen a Mel Brooks movie, he does not give a gosh damn
Robin
Fuck
Hood
about
Man in Tights was so
anything.
funny.
And
I'll tell you
now,
this.
imagine
Yeah.
a man who doesn't give a gosh damn about anything, and he's 98 years old, and
No,
He's
he
beyond the point of
has,
Blazing
scary.
Saddles, man.
dude,
Blazing
Now,
Saddles.
all he's gonna do, he doesn't give a shit.
Yep.
You know what? He would probably think it'd be the funniest thing ever if, when he submits the final edit, he dies before he gets a call from the guys upstairs. So
Mm.
you know what? The movie is
Okay.
almost certainly going to be, at the very least, quite good, if not
Mhm.
fantastic.
Fun. It'll
Now-
be fun at least.
He
Yeah.
he
Yes.
did reach out to George Lucas again.
He
But
did get permission.
yeah, the
Or
thing
his
is,
blessing at least.
I am hoping and I praying that they make toys and shit for this fucking movie.
Yes. So that
They
was
should.
something.
Popcorn
that,
bucket, please.
That was
Can
something
we get,
that
What's
I.
coming?
Spaceballs a flamethrower?
Oh, the kids love that one.
I said this,
Yeah,
I think-
so sorry. So I do know that the agreement that he had with George Lucas that they could not make merchandise for the movie.
Yeah.
That's the reason why
That was the
yogurt
only
and
thing. They can do whatever they
Yeah.
want, but no merchandise. And then
That's
they
the
had to
reason-
get.
Ebola, you're gonna say something?
yeah, I said
Ebola, you
said-
gonna say
Yogurt
something?
Merch.
Yeah, I think I said this maybe when this came out that it'd be funny if they just if the popcorn bucket is like not some amazing popcorn bucket, but it just says Spaceballs the popcorn bucket.
Yeah, if it was just a place.
They probably do that.
Yeah.
It's
It'll
Spaceballs.
be a plain popcorn
Hey,
bucket.
no,
like,
yeah.
Hey,
Like
here's an
I said,
idea. Just make a giant Stanley cup and make it a freaking popcorn bucket, and just
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
Stanley bucket.
you
No,
know
no,
what
no,
they
no.
should
Also,
do?
Spaceballs, the flag.
You know what they should do? I think they should do an homage to John Candy and make
Yes,
the popcorn
absolutely.
bucket
And barf.
barf. They should make
Yeah.
it in tribute
I
to him
agree with
as
that.
barf.
They should have
Yeah.
the barf
Yeah.
ears. At the bottom
Mhm.
should be a tail. Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was thinking that, or maybe
Let
Darth
the Swartz
helmet
be
as,
with you.
Darth helmet as the
Yes.
popcorn bucket.
Now,
Ooh,
now,
this is
so-
this is a good idea. Make it the Hoover. Make it so that the ship.
Oh,
make
yeah.
it so that the popcorn bucket, when you open it, transforms and looks like the Hoover vacuum that they have.
Yes.
Yeah. That'd be good.
Hey,
That'd be good.
my,
funny.
my favorite line in the whole movie. She's gone from suck to blow. Ew.
Well,
Suck.
I got Jake. I got a suggestion. We ought to do
Yeah.
a watch party of Spaceballs.
Oh,
the
absolutely.
Homies
Hell
Network.
yeah.
Absolutely.
We
Of
need
course,
to.
we have to do it.
need to. We need
yes.
to.
We'll do a
I'm
double
I have
header.
Spaceballs on Blu-ray, man. It's
We'll
such
do
a
like
good
a-
movie. It's funny as shit.
You know,
It's funny as shit, man.
Yeah.
You know what we'll do, Crease, everybody here? We'll do a double header. We'll do like 6 p.m. We'll do like a Spaceballs, and then like 9 p.m. so everybody can go to the bathroom, get something to eat, talk a little bit. We'll do like Blazing Saddles. We'll do something like that. We'll
Fuck
do like a double
And then,
header.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
Men, Robin Hood Men in Tights, and then
Yes.
we'll do
hell
Men's
yeah.
Victim 11. Yeah. Oh yeah.
The Mel
Fuck
Brooks
it.
special.
I'll
Yeah.
just sit. I'll just even
I
if
lost-
I go
I
AFK,
lost-
I'll sit in the Discord all day and I'll queue up
Mhm.
like 5 different Mel Brooks movies and we'll watch them that way.
dude,
It's like
that sounds like a hell of a.
because I know Sophie says she hasn't seen Blazing Saddles, and we have to show her that one. Like she said, she wants.
Dude.
Yes.
That's an
Yes.
Isaac level. That's an Isaac level.
Well, she just got internet last
Yeah.
week, so
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
That is
got
true.
internet.
Oh.
Her in
Oh,
the
Ronan, you haven't seen Spaceballs? Well, you know what?
Dude.
I will. I
Oh.
promise. Mark my words and clip this.
oh,
When
dude,
we stream,
need to
Mel
watch
Brooks
Spaceballs.
movies, and Spaceballs is going to be part of it. I will personally DM you and let you know that Spaceballs will be streaming.
that's a crime.
An hour.
Yeah.
I will personally do that. Mark my words. Just clip it. Whatever.
Mhm.
That is one of the
You know-
funniest parody movies on the planet.
I have
It's
two worries
so
about this, right? Because they're bringing
Alright.
it back 40 years after the original.
Yes.
Yes.
There was only one
Yeah.
movie that managed to stick the landing 40 years later. You know where I'm going with this, right?
I
Mhm.
feel like I do. Yeah.
Top Gun?
Mhm.
Top Gun Maverick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stick the
I remember.
landing?
Yeah.
Solid.
Can stick the landing?
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
ho- I
Yeah.
hope-
Say
I hope
It's
they
the
kinda.
do
I
landing.
a
think it did
Top
pretty
Gun
well.
Maverick kind of moment with that movie, where it's like 40 years later, but it
'Cause-
somehow still sticks the landing.
So
What I'm a bit
Because the
about
thing is,
go ahead.
yeah. Go ahead. Oh,
So
I was gonna
what I'm
say this
confused about
because I agree with you, Smooth. Because like they did the same thing with Coming to America too. This is made by the
Mhm.
same company, MGM or whatever. So it's kind of like, yeah, I'm a little. Coming to America 2 was just horrible, bro. There's only one Coming to
Yeah.
America. I refuse to claim that dog shit of a movie like Coming to America 2. It's
You know,
bad.
I have
you
not
know
seen
the
second
one. You know, we still haven't seen the most recent Beverly Hills Cop movie yet. We were going to do it. We were going to do a watch party. We just
Oh
never
yeah,
did.
I
yeah.
forgot
Beverly Hills
about that.
Cop
Never
4.
I-
Yeah.
Aren't they
I'm
making
just
a
saying
rush
when
I forgot
this
about
much,
that.
temper your expectations for it. When
Yeah.
you temper your expectations, you're not as disappointed as you would be if you were excited for it.
It's the famous saying,
Dude,
Smoo, if you never get
suck.
your hopes up, you're never disappointed by
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen
Alright,
seen
shit.
clips of it. I know the premise of the movie. I mean it's Eddie Murphy in one of his most iconic roles, in my opinion.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Happy Gilmore too. I'm just not excited for it, man. It's like these comedies now are just like soulless cash grabs, and I just refuse to be part of it. I don't want.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
don't want to see this shit. Like, I don't want to see it.
I agree. Like specifically with Happy Gilmore too. Yeah, it's been, at least 30 years. I'm not exactly sure when it came out, but roughly 30 years.
Hmm.
And like, how are you gonna have Gunnar McGavin? Like, he's not in it.
Shooter McGavin, you mean?
Shooter McGavin.
Yeah,
excuse
he's
me.
in it. He's in it.
He's in it. But
He's in it.
Yeah.
is he gonna have? Do you feel that again? He was already a man in like his mid to late 40s. It's been 30 years. Is he gonna have the same energy?
Spring
You know?
to him?
you know, you can't like punch Bob Barker again. God rest him. Bob Barker's been dead for over a decade. You know, you can't do
They can
that
punch
kind
his
of thing
grave.
again.
And what's his name passed away too. Boy that played Apollo Creed. He's not gonna be in it either.
Yes.
Yeah.
Billy
Yeah.
Williams?
Well, he died in the movie anyway, Crease. They wouldn't have him come back anyway.
If he dies, he
Remember,
dies.
Well, that's if he
Yeah.
does, he does. Well, that's
yeah,
right.
he died.
Yeah.
He died in the movie, so yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Damn.
See,
It's
what
been a
I'm
while since I
amazed
did watch
about-
Happy Gilmore.
what I'm amazed about
Forgot Creed.
Spaceballs 2 is two things. We get Rick Moranis back. He hasn't been
Yes.
acting for
Yes.
a very, very long time.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
only
Hey,
thing he did was that
Bill
one
Pullman.
freaking commercial. And
Honestly,
Bill
Props.
Pullman,
I
Bill
thought Bill
Pullman's
Pullman
coming
was
back.
dead. I thought he was
Honestly,
dead.
you know what? Watching him in Independence Day Resurgence a couple
Mhm.
years ago, he
Yep.
might as well be dead because they killed his
Mhm.
character.
Mhm.
Basically,
Absolutely.
yeah.
He was like he did the final heroic like killing of the queen, and then it's like, oh, there's another half hour of the movie because what he did was like totally pointless and worthless, didn't mean anything. It's like, oh great,
I mean,
thanks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
To be fair, that movie doesn't exist either. Roland Emmerich is a fucking
that
hack.
was-
Oh yeah, Independence Day
Oh,
2.
yeah.
Independence Day.
Ass.
The original
I-
Independence
I-
Day is so good,
I have to say this
but
much.
the second one,
I did see it. I enjoyed it. It has issues, but I did enjoy the second Independence Day movie.
kick him
There's
off
a
the
lot of
balcony.
issues with it. There's a lot of issues with it, but I did enjoy it. Hey, AP, there's one thing you need to know about me. I love shitty movies, and if
That's
if a
fair,
movie
honestly.
I can at least sit there and admit that if it's got problems, I will admit it. So
If
So
anyone
Phantom-
watched Weekday,
Everybody
I'm
has
sorry to
a
interrupt
favorite
you.
shitty movie though.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm
exactly.
sorry for interrupting
Okay.
Smoo.
Mm.
Please continue afterwards.
Mm.
But if anyone watches American morning game shows, they'll get this joke. Drew
Mm.
Carey took over after Bob Barker.
yeah,
on,
let him take it. Let him be on there.
on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Let him punch Drew Carey for crying out loud.
Mm-hmm.
So, Phantom, have you watched Samurai Cop?
Yeah,
Samurai.
they're
Oh, dude,
shitty, and I
Samurai
enjoyed
Cop is
them.
great.
I
It
enjoyed
was-
them. They're shitty as hell. I enjoyed them.
Mhm.
Honestly, I watched it for the first time like a couple of years ago. I was like, "Holy shit, this is bad!" But and you can see
It
like
is
the
bad.
actors wearing a wig like 90% of the time. It is fucking funny.
A very
Yeah, because he
obvious
lost
very
his hair.
Very
He lost his
obvious
hair.
wig.
He lost his hair.
Yeah.
It is kind of funny.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys
Well, you
want a
know what-
Western fix and you still want to watch Western, talk back to the original topic here. Deadwood is still a thing.
Mhm.
Oh, Deadwood is
Tombstone.
a
Tombstone.
fantastic Western.
Mhm.
oh, Tombstone
I
so
love
good.
And then like Deadwood, I think in my opinion there was Sopranos, which was the first like
Oh, Sopranos, loved it.
prestige television show that HBO did, and then Deadwood was shortly thereafter. Deadwood
Mhm.
was a fantastic show, and
Well,
you can tell they did not give a shit about PC culture because
Yep.
they said some words that we don't really say anymore.
Yeah.
Mainly because
We can say them.
not only are they bad words, but they're not even really in our lexicon anymore. We don't even think to say them. And it also has one of my favorite British actors, Ian McShane, in it. Ian McShane,
Mhm.
shout out, love Ian
Yeah.
McShane. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness.
Well-
And I real
Well,
quick to Norman Conquest because I want to give a shout out. He loves Doctor Who.
Mhm.
My dad, my sister love Doctor Who.
Mhm.
Torchwood, best Doctor Who
Torchwood.
spinoff there is. Torchwood is fantastic.
Well,
Just
don't
wanna say
forget
that.
there was another Western that came out not too long ago, Hell on Wheels.
Hell on Wheels was another solid show. Yeah,
I forgot about
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
Basically,
I forgot about
if
it
you've
too.
never seen it, it's basically just
Mhm.
train robberies. That's basically the show.
Mhm.
Yep.
It's
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
fantastic. It's a great show.
And also, you had that Kurt Russell movie where the cannibal
Bone
Indians
Tomahawk.
in the desert. Yeah,
Bone
Bone Tomahawk.
Bone
Was it
Tomahawk.
Yeah.
That was done
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
that was done by the Coen brothers, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. I
Oh,
think
yeah,
so.
the Coen
Bone,
Brothers.
Bone
Yeah.
Tomahawk was
Mhm.
a fantastic movie, and there's some really
Phenomenal.
really good actors in it. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That also Was
Yeah.
Bone Tomahawk was an original idea, or was that a book previously? I'm pretty sure it was an original idea. It was a book.
I think it was a book.
It was written by the
book.
same guy who did No Country for Old Men, Blood Meridian. I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
Was
but
it David
he has a
Poya?
I'm sorry?
David Poya or something?
David Poya? Oh, that's not the author that I'm thinking of, but that might be who wrote the novel.
Dan Lance.
Oh gosh, I can't think of it. But yeah, if you haven't seen Bone Tomahawk,
tell
is
us.
a very interesting Western. If you've never seen it, Bone Tomahawk, absolutely fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So we've been through trailer talk. How's chat doing? Oh, chat's doing well. Chat's been keeping up with us regarding the trailers.
UK Gamer says you missed the best line of the movie. I'm surrounded by assholes.
I'm surrounded by assholes. Yeah.
You can
said that earlier. That was excuse
me. Well, they go so fast. They've gone plaid.
They've gone.
I wonder if we're gonna get a coming desert scene again in Spaceballs 2. That's all I'm gonna say.
And they have the black guys using the hair pick saying, "We ain't found shit."
Yeah,
we ain't found shit.
Yeah, we got everybody.
We ain't found shit.
People are keeping
and now
up.
they can make fun of make fun of like physical media disappearing and shit. They got so much to work with.
We've been looking for these DVDs in the aisle and we couldn't find shit.
Yeah.
What are DVDs anyway? Oh wait.
What's a DVD? Oh man.
But yeah, chat's been keeping up with us. UK Gamer. Hey, UK Gamer being one of the biggest commenters in the channel and in the Discord, shout out to him, saying Brooks only cares about one thing, that is movies are funny. He also made a comment earlier about he's just switched from an Apple to a Samsung S25. So he's off on his keyboard, so his typing is fucked. So please forgive him, everybody. Everything's going to be fine. He also brought up Men in Tights, Blazing Saddles, Spaceballs. He said he's never saw an unfunny Brooks film.
Yeah.
Now, History of the World War II, the TV show, but you know what? His movies are all pretty
solid.
damn solid. Pretty damn solid.
Jake, you remember On the Way to the Forum, his movie about Rome?
Yeah.
That was a good one.
I do.
That was a good one.
On the Way to the Forum. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If you guys don't know, forums aren't just things on Reddit, or if you're like my age or slightly older on somethingawful.com. In Rome, a forum was a place where a bunch of people would gather in a stadium, basically, and a bunch of people would come in the front and talk to each other, and everybody would listen and give their opinions, etc., and so forth, as it should be, because in real life, if you talk real smack to somebody's face, there's a threat of getting punched in the mouth. And I feel like people say way too much stuff on the internet because they know that they're not going to get punched through their screen. And with the threat of violence, people will say way less, like Drake, which we'll get into here in a real quick moment.
Did Mel Brooks do Holy Moses with
I don't remember. But Ronan Crusader brings up a point. Basically, Reddit way before Reddit. Exactly. The forums,
ancient times,
and
Reddit.
Jeff Up North hits the nail on the head. A lot of people online need a chin check. That's for damn sure, brother. Absolutely.
No, it was not. It was not Mel Brooks.
No, it was not
Gary
Mel
Weiss.
Brooks. Okay.
Yeah.
Gary Weiss.
It was who?
Yeah.
Gary Weiss or Weiss?
Gary Weiss. Gary Weiss.
Right.
Okay.
That's another
I'm
good
saying the
movie.
Well, you know who?
Good movie.
Man, the budget for that one.
What else is funny is we have a clown of the week. That's what clown of the week time.
We do have a clown of the week now. No.
Hold on. I haven't played this in a while. I haven't played this in a while. Oh, I don't have it anymore. But so
okay.
Here's something for clown of the week.
What did you do to Jeremy?
Don't
You didn't even show the video for me.
I didn't see the video.
Yeah,
that was a while ago.
It's lagging really bad. That's why it's
yeah
lagging.
Anyway,
that's a classic one.
So, as Priest said, we're going to be doing Clown of the Week. The clown this week, as I think Smoo mentioned in the green room, as he could potentially be every week, but we don't want to just keep talking about him. We want to give room to other people. The clown.
Well, him and Kanye need to take turns at some point.
Oh my God! You know what? They should probably just flip a coin or something. I don't know.
Listen,
double feature.
Full context. I used to like Kanye a lot, but seriously, that guy is off the rockers since his mom died.
Yeah. Dude, I absolutely agree with you. When his mom passed away, that's when shit really got bad. But
we got to talk about Drake's bitch ass.
Yeah, Drake's bitch ass. Drake, the Toronto rapper who officially
Wheelchair
the Toronto
Jimmy.
Raptors were like, "Hey Drake, please stop sitting courtside because every time you're here, we lose, and we don't like that. So stop showing up." So Drake is the official Clown of the Week for this week, and we are going to start with this post here real quick because there is a Canadian minister. There's a Canadian minister of Parliament who is, I believe, he is Sikh. I might be mistaken in that.
Yeah, he's a Sikh. Yeah,
and this tweet explains it quite well. As you can see,
Inshallah,
it says, excuse me, it says that planted news articles last week said Jagmeet Singh was in danger for his life and under police protection. Singh was spotted in attendance at the Kendrick Lamar show in Toronto. Doesn't look in any danger. Drake called him a goof. Now, the argument is Drake called him a goof because instead of this Canadian member of Parliament going to a Drake show, someone who was born and raised in Toronto, he went to a Kendrick Lamar show. Now, this can easily lead us over to this right here, where it says, quote, Canadian politician Jagmeet Singh apologizes to Drake for attending Kendrick Lamar concert, where he says, I went for SZA, not for Kendrick. First off, not a good start. Not a great start. I was born in this city.
She's a good-looking woman, though.
I love this city.
She's a good-looking woman, yeah.
She's a good-looking woman, but that's not the argument here. It's about the music.
Yeah.
He says, but real talk, I get it. I shouldn't have gone at all. First off, Jagmeet Singh, if you want to go to a K-Dot concert, you go to a K-Dot concert. That's fine. You're probably saying you shouldn't have gone because you said you need to roll like 15 deep because there are threats against your life. And you're spotted in the middle of the fucking pit in front of one of the biggest rappers in the world, arguably the biggest rapper in the world. And then he goes on to suck Drake's dick, saying, OVO and Drake have lifted up this city and Canada. For me, it'll always be Drake over Kendrick, etc. and so forth.
Politician answer. You get caught up.
Just wait until the internet.
So
just remember when the internet remembers that it was Wheelchair Jimmy.
You know what? You know what? I guarantee you that motherfucker, that part in Not Like Us where he says, Drake, I heard you hear him young. That motherfucker was probably bouncing up and down saying, not like us. Not like us.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Dude, because Phantom, I'm glad that you said that because when he did the Toronto show, like they said they wanted an encore of that song. Like they wanted him to do it again.
Mm-hmm. They would have loved him to do Not Like Us for like 20 fucking minutes. Easily.
Yep.
Easily.
Mustard.
Because the thing is, most people I agree with that. Most people in Toronto, they like Drake, but the thing is, most people in Toronto are hip hop fans. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what Drake is cool in Toronto or whatever, even though he basically made sure that no Toronto Raptor could ever outshine him. People love hip hop up there in Canada, man. That's just the thing. It doesn't matter who you are; they're gonna rock with you. If they rock with you, they're gonna show up to your show, and that goes for anybody. Because Drake did the same thing with the Meek Mill beef or whatever when he did back to back. He went to Philadelphia and whatever and did back to back, and there were people that was in Philadelphia that loved Drake. So I don't understand why you being a bitch by suing your own counterparts, because that's what he's doing. Like Drake is being All
right, and now, and if I may, before the discussion continues, I would just like to say I have a theory, and that theory is the only look. Jagmeet Singh was caught basically by himself in the standing section of a Kendrick concert, even though the week prior he said there have been death threats and that he had been rolling deep with security. However, I have a theory, which may be a little off my rocker, but I have a theory that the only reason that he gave this apology was because of this next thing we're going to share, which is Kendrick at the concert that Singh was at said, as this tweet said, Kendrick just performed Poetic Justice in front of Drake's hometown, Toronto, and stopped right at Drake's verse and walked off stage.
To be fair, in defense of Kendrick, Drake's verse is very fucking weak on that song.
Agreed.
It is.
I agree. And I feel that if instead of Kendrick, I'm not going to show the video, but in the video, Kendrick effectively drops the mic and literally just walks off the stage. If he would have done something like just skip the verse and then moved on to the next song, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But obviously,
everything is potential with Kendrick.
What Drake's done, Kendrick is going to do whatever he's going to do.
No.
If Kendrick in Toronto specifically did not disrespect, if you will, Drake in the manner in which he did in this clip here, in this tweet, which will be linked, I don't think Jagmeet Singh would have apologized in the manner in which he did to Drake, because again, Drake is
sensitive.
Drake is wild. And regarding Drake being bitch made, I do want to point out one thing. I want to shout out to a friend of mine, a homie, Shane Cashman of Timcast. He's out there. Regardless of your opinion of certain things, with Eliza Blue, he does have one tweet that I love very much, in which he said, the most offensive thing I've ever heard is Kanye said Drake is good. So, continue discussion if anyone has opinions.
Now,
listen, Shane is not wrong.
He's not.
I mean, we do know
he's not.
I mean, we do know that Drake's about to drop an album, right?
Yeah, Iceman. That's what it's called.
However, we also know that Kendrick has an album cocked, locked, and ready to drop also. And I would not be surprised if, let's say, Drake drops
He's that petty to drop it on the same day.
Monday or a Thursday, that Kendrick would come out like on Sunday and drop their album.
He's gonna pull they're gonna do another 50 Kanye thing. Just like drop it on the same day and see what's better.
Absolutely. Also,
Since kind of revealed it early, because she said like Kendrick's cooking up another album. I'm like, again? He's dropping again? Like,
not only is Kendrick cooking up albums, but he has like 6 in the freezer currently. Like he could always thaw one out and get it ready to go. And I was on Spotify today listening to his music. And I just wanted to point out that Kendrick Lamar, when I went to his page, he was at number 8 in the world as far as worldwide listeners on Spotify. And Drake was at number 9. Interestingly enough, Drake for a long time was between number 1 and number 3. And the fact that he has dropped below Kendrick over the past like 6 to 8 months. I wonder how. I wonder how they feel about that.
Don't let the internet find out he used to be Wheelchair Jimmy, though.
See, I have like no knowledge on.
They already know.
So like,
to me,
I'm at this. I'm looking at this from the outside, not knowing. I don't know much about Kendrick's music, but I do know Drake's the bitch.
That's true. And you
know
dude, what?
Kendrick's music is
one biggest point.
Kendrick's music is Drake's music is pop music. Say what you want. It's pop music.
I was going to say this.
Popular rap. Yeah.
AP, like, I already told people this. When it comes to Kendrick Lamar, you can be the most conservative person ever, but if you listen to one of his albums, you're gonna say, "Fuck, I get this man's life, and I never met him and everything." Like that's how good his music is. Like even if you don't necessarily agree with everything that he says in that album, it hits you right here because like.
Absolutely.
Priest, didn't Kendrick win a Pulitzer Prize for his
Yes.
music?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Kendrick,
He did.
Kendrick was not only the first rap artist, he was the first musical artist ever to win a Pulitzer Prize for his 2013 album Damn.
And so
which
far the
is
only,
a
right?
big fucking deal. There is never
Yeah.
since then, the past 12 years, there has not been a musical artist, especially not a rap artist, who has won a Pulitzer Prize. The fact that he won a Pulitzer, a journalism award for a rap album, shows that homie was spitting bars and he had some very, very solid writing. If you haven't listened, look, I know that people recommend Mad City. People nowadays will recommend GNX because that's a really good album also. But if you haven't listened to Damn, even if you've never listened to rap before, I would argue that there's probably better albums to introduce you to rap, to like ease you into it. But Damn by Kendrick Lamar.
How to Pimp a Butterfly. That album is
Damn, is it good?
Well, I mean, if you guys
How
remember,
to Pimp a Butterfly is his good. Go ahead, Phantom. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It is good.
Oh, okay. So, and don't forget, Kendrick Lamar had the most viewed halftime show at the Super Bowl in the last 20 years.
Yes.
This past
Yep.
February.
And
We
it was
watched
the most
that
viewed on
live.
YouTube.
I watched that live.
Yeah.
I watched that
we-
live.
Yeah.
Earlier this year,
Dude, we were.
in the beginning
we
of
were in
February, we streamed the Super Bowl in the homies Discord. The Kendrick Lamar halftime show was fantastic. There were a lot of people
We were in.
on the
yeah.
conservative side that were like, "Oh, this is very anti-American" and stuff like that. They have a black guy
Which
as
it
Uncle
wasn't.
Sam. People
wasn't.
that
It
flew
wasn't.
over people's heads.
Samuel
Like,
L. Jackson as
it
Uncle
is-
Sam. It was
it's famous
play on his
actor
name.
Samuel L. Jackson, Sam Jackson as Uncle
Mhm.
Sam. Come on,
Mhm.
guys, let's put the pieces
it was
together.
a play on his
It's
name
not a
and
race
a
thing.
nod to
It's a
Uncle
name
Sam.
thing. Okay.
Jake, remember when that footage showed up of Kendrick Lamar in the Crown of Thorns and people lost their fucking shit?
Yeah.
And
People
then,
lost
and
their
then,
yeah.
and then Alex Jones is like, well, I mean, he was actually making good points in that. And they like
Yes.
turned
Yeah.
around.
But
And a certain
Yeah.
person
when
liked
it was
the song suddenly.
announced that also happened, Ebola,
Mhm.
but we're not going to get into that.
Mhm.
Yeah. When it was
Mhm.
when it was announced that Kendrick was going to perform at the halftime show, people on the right side of the political spectrum in the US specifically brought up how in one of his music videos, Kendrick Lamar wore a diamond encrusted crown of thorns, and they're like, "Oh, he's making fun of Jesus. He's making fun of Christianity."
Not
He is
really,
Christian,
because
by
if
the
you
way.
listen to his music,
Okay.
Then this
I'll
is the
admit
big
this.
thing. You need to listen to his music. But the funny thing was, after the halftime show, because you actually have to watch and listen to the halftime show, there were a lot of people who were bitching about it before who really changed their tune. And we I don't know if all of us do, but a few of us here on the panel know of a specific few people who changed their tune like that.
Mhm.
It was
The
very
moment
good.
Alex
said it was
Jones,
okay.
because Alex Jones
Okay.
loved the halftime show and he loved that
Yes.
shit, and it was like night and day, and
So-
and to me that's being a hypocrite. Straight
Yes.
up
So
being a
I will say
hypocrite.
this. I will say this about when I saw the whole story about Kendrick with the crown of thorns, I had no context, no knowledge. I was like, oh, that seems a little like insulting. That seems a little blasphemous, and all that.
Yeah, if,
But
if
I
you
didn't-
had
I
no,
didn't really
if you
make-
had no
I didn't really
idea
make a
what
huge
was going
outrage.
on, you just saw the picture, you
Mhm.
might think it was blasphemous. But the
Yeah,
thing is,
but if you
people really
listen to his music,
look beyond the headline.
yeah,
You know,
Mhm.
because
basically-
before we move on to, oh, go ahead.
If you think about it, what was going on was he was in South America. He was in South America, and he was literally like
Mhm.
going after the government because how they were treating women at the fucking time.
Yeah.
That's why he did what
I'm
he
sorry for
did.
laughing.
That's
It's funny, though.
why he did that song the way he wrote that song specifically for that. And we
Yeah.
when we were watching the Super Bowl, which was a great one, go eat, you know,
Go Eagles!
Chiefs
Shout out
didn't
to my
win.
home team, Eagles.
Go Eagles. And all of us in there, we were literally singing the whole fucking time.
Oh yeah, there was
halftime
like
show.
10 of
We
us in
were-
there singing
Yeah.
the entirety of the halftime show, like all 15
Mhm.
minutes. We were all with it, man.
Yeah.
It was great. We'll be
And
doing
I
it
became
again.
I became a fan, his fan because of Crease and Jake literally sitting me down and listening to Not Like Us, and we listened to it like 8 times the night it dropped.
Yeah.
Creed sent
I
you
mean,
Mad City,
I mean-
Pimp a Butterfly.
Good.
The thing is, Kendrick's music, and once again, to my conservative side, to all my conservative brothers and sisters, you want to know why you lose the culture war every single time? It's because of moments like this. You don't give other things a chance because you're stuck in your fucking ways, and that's why you lose.
Yep.
You deserve to lose every single time because you just don't listen to it. You don't. Oh, it's rap music. It's blasphemous. He has such crowd.
Hop the music out of here.
Calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, I
You could
remember when
All right.
Kendrick Lamar was not even Kendrick Lamar, when he used to be K-Dot, when
Yeah.
he first was hanging
Yeah.
out with the game, for example,
Yeah,
and the
back in,
game
like,
introduced
09.
people to him.
yeah.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden he was
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar, and everybody was like, wait, isn't that the K-Dot guy?
It is.
I mean,
Yeah.
granted, he outshined almost everybody at Top Dog Entertainment in the last
Mhm.
couple of years. I mean,
Yeah.
J-Rock never blew up, and everybody was like, yeah, J-Rock's going to be the next big thing. Nope.
No, it's Kendrick, man.
Never.
It's Kendrick.
Yep.
No,
Yeah.
The thing is-
J-Rock,
Well, we can start move on to pop culture or whatever, because I know.
I will say,
Yeah.
I will
So-
say one thing about
What's
this.
up, Ebola?
You know it's bad when
Make
you
quick.
have when you have people in Korea singing the same song.
That's
This is
that's
true.
Especially when
I've
it
seen
That is
some
true.
clips of some
That is
even
specifically
of,
North
of
American.
K-pop idols singing it. I'm like, all right, it's over.
You know, it's over.
It's
Yeah.
over. Okay.
It's over.
All right.
Oh,
let's go ahead and.
real quick.
Oh.
Shout out to Tomby. Tomby, good to see you. We know that you and Smooth are tight. I watch your Wednesday episodes. I watched Hump Day Chinwag, and yes,
We need to get
the
you
homies
on.
Would love to be. We would love to have you on, and we would
Mhm.
love to be on the Hump Day Chinwag sometime. So I'm sure,
We'll make
like
it
I
work.
said, like we announced earlier, we're going to be taking a break for the summer. Back in August, we're going to have guests, and come around August time.
Yeah.
We're going to reach out to you. We'd love to be on the Hump Day Chinwag. Absolutely. And we'd love to have you on the Hump Day
Yeah.
Zombie. So thank you for popping in. We appreciate it.
So
Anyway,
let's go
Chris.
ahead and start our first. So let's start with this one real quick. It's the box
Yes.
office brawl between Lilo and Stitch and How to Train Your Dragon. I haven't watched How to Train Your Dragon, but I watched Lilo and Stitch. But like I know that the Lilo and Stitch numbers are starting to slow up
Dang.
now because a lot of people don't like the ending of it. It's like a lot.
True.
It's starting to slow up. It had great momentum coming up, and now it's kind of slowing down. However,
That's
Well,
true.
Okay,
However,
so
they
we-
are.
do a lot
Oh,
more than
go
it
ahead.
did, honestly.
Go ahead.
okay, so we
Go
do
ahead.
know that they're going to try to keep this in theaters to have where it can Fantastic Four can piggyback off of it. So it's going to be in theaters until after the 4th of July. And it might get a boost because the actor that played the ice cream guy in the movie, he just
The
recently
tourist
passed
guy.
away. Yeah, so
Mhm.
it's put eyes back onto the movie again. So it could have a little bit more legs. I still think it'll be close to $1 billion. It actually did get pretty close. It did get pretty close.
It is,
It
and
did.
it still has a couple of weeks at the very least.
It
in
still
the
has
box
room.
office. I know that as you can see here, the week starting June the 6th through the 12th was 47.5 million. Now there's a chance that the week beginning the 13th, ending on the 20th, that it could earn another 40 million or so. That would bring it up to about, it's probably going to hit 900 million. I think $1 billion is a bit out of reach because they'd have to keep it in theaters like maybe 2 or 3 more weeks after that. I don't think they're going to do that because that's going to step on toes of other movies that are coming out. But honestly, where it is right now is quite solid. They've definitely made their money back. I mean, they probably even made their money back domestically.
Yeah.
But I think this is a solid show out. I don't think it's going to make $1 billion, but $1 billion in theaters, excuse me. But it's definitely done well. And
It's going to be close.
It has another couple weeks probably.
I'll say maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and then it's probably going to get moved out of theaters because there's a lot of different movies coming out.
Jurassic Park is about to come in.
Yes, we have
Jurassic
the summer
Park.
rush.
Jurassic Park, Superman, Fantastic Four,
Demon Slayer.
We've got
Oh yeah.
There's the Demon
Slayer.
Slayer.
Oh, I forgot about Demon Slayer too.
Yeah,
oh my goodness, I forgot about Demon Slayer. Oh man. Oh yeah, July is finna go down, man. This is I haven't seen a box office like this in forever, bro. I have not seen a back-to-back brawl in forever. And you know what, boys? We're having a good time right now. This is the perfect time to be a movie fan. Because we finna see dinosaurs, Superman, Fantastic Four, and hell, you threw a little bit of anime up in there for the next 4 weeks. It's gonna be crazy up in this bitch. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
And again, even if Lilo and Stitch, I know it has a couple more weeks, but even if it were to quit now, 800
million,
over $850 million. That's a solid win.
That's not
and
bad.
Then go over to How to Train Your Dragon, excuse me, which has only been out for roughly a week, and already it's at a pretty solid, nearly $230 million, and this
it's already made the money back.
It's made its money back at the very least. It's almost certainly broken even at this point, and it's got another 5-ish weeks left, and will this make an amount? Will this dream?
I don't think he's gonna make $1 billion
of a Disney movie make an equivalent amount. I think it's certainly possible that it's going to make at least 700 million. It will definitely make 500.
I do agree.
It's probably going to make 700. Will it make like the 900 million that Lilo and Stitch does?
I don't think so. It doesn't have enough time.
But it doesn't have enough time before bigger movies like the new Jurassic World Dominion, Superman.
Once those movies come out, this movie's dead.
But
like not dead, but like
going to break $500 million, and I think $500 million is that's still going to put them in the black. That's going to put DreamWorks in the black. And that's going to be solid for them. And as we know, especially over the past 10 years, live action remakes of animated movies tend to make maybe 3/4 to half of what their animated counterparts did prior. So I think for DreamWorks, if you're up at the top of DreamWorks, I think you're going to see, like, let's say it makes 500 million, 600 million. I think you're going to be pretty satisfied with that.
So I do know that they have greenlit the second movie. So there is going to be a second movie to How You Train Your Dragon.
And if they've already greenlit the second movie, that shows that where they are right now, they have made their money back, and anything after this is profit. So then they're at the very least they're satisfied with what it's done thus far.
If I remember right, this movie was made for $120 million. 30 million cheaper than the original anime. It was the original animated movie was
that's good.
Was 150 million, and they actually did this one cheaper.
Yeah, it's 150.
And they made the dragons look pretty good.
The dragons do look good.
I mean,
and
Toothless.
That's pretty reasonable. 120
Toothless looks almost 1-to-1 from the animation.
I will say this:
he's basically
120 million
roughly.
That's very cheap for a movie nowadays.
Oh
That's the main criticism that Disney always has, right? Because everybody's accusing Disney of overbloating their budgets, right? Because you always keep hearing like 500 million, 600 million. You always ask yourself the question, where the fuck does all the money go? I mean, we know where it's going, but
The stars.
Embezzling.
the stars and cocaine and blood and other things. But that's besides the point.
Yeah.
But you know,
Yeah.
Yeah, and
then
certainly
you hear
for
like 120 million,
Disney-
you're like, huh? It's almost
Yeah.
an anomaly at this point.
Oh, and
Meanwhile,
in
in
my
Japan,
opinion-
like Godzilla -1 is saying like 15 million. Just saying, man. Like,
yeah, a $15
Exactly.
million movie that easily pulled in $250 million, which is
And won an Oscar.
Oh,
And won a
and
fucking
won an
Oscar.
Yep.
And I will say that regarding Lilo and Stitch, for instance, long gone are the days of, when did Captain America Civil War come out? Was that 2012 roughly?
2014, 2012.
2014?
16.
That was a movie
16?
that was a movie that without marketing cost $250 million. And I know Robert Downey Jr. got 40 million of that, but that was a $1.1 billion movie.
I mean, just think about the cast of that
long guard
movie.
of the
Then
days.
that's crazy.
That
Yeah,
is
no,
crazy, and that's over a decade ago. I mean, I perish at the thought of
He's
thinking
gonna get more
what
of it
the
now.
I perish at the thought of thinking what the new Avengers movie, like if
Jake.
Civil War, for instance, cost $250 million. I can't imagine what the next Avengers is going to cost.
Jake, Robert Downey Jr. is getting $148 million to be in the new Avengers.
You're
For 2 movies.
you're
For
saying
2
it's probably
movies,
going to be
that's
500 million.
$75 million.
He's the most of the
a movie.
budget.
Budget.
So
Yeah, it's a-
no,
it's
no,
like
Jake,
80
for each
no,
movie. It's 148
Yeah,
million
80.
per movie.
He's
Per
a-
dang.
So
Wait.
he's going to make.
I thought it was 80. I thought it was 80 million.
Hold
So
on,
he's
hold on.
going to make.
I think it's 80 million. It's still a lot of money, though.
He's
Phantom.
getting like a percentage of the box office. He's getting
Okay.
percentage of
Okay. Well,
merchandise.
Okay.
That will
Yeah.
depend on the release. All I know is he's getting
Mhm.
paid roughly 90 million.
Okay.
Or not 90. He's getting paid like 100
80
million.
million.
Both.
Okay,
movies.
Or
so-
like 100.
So like 40 to 50 per movie. If
Go
he's
ahead,
getting a
AP. What's the.
percentage or a merchandise
Robert Downey
percentage,
Jr. is reportedly earning over $100 million for his role as Doctor Doom in the upcoming Avengers
Ooh.
Doomsday,
Told you.
Rounding up.
Told you.
Reese.
rounding up
That ain't cheap.
to a
That
total
ain't cheap.
of over $200 million for both Secret Wars and Doomsday.
Jeez. Okay,
Shit.
so that is before
Yeah.
percentage, and that is before merchandise.
Yep.
$100 million a movie.
It's probably
Oh,
gonna be
my
$500
That's
$600 million.
ridiculous.
He's top
It's
It's
billing.
probably gonna.
Insane.
And we do know that a lot of the reason why you don't see a lot of the original Avengers cast members and shit
because
Going
of
to
their
him?
pay
because,
scaling.
because he's
Like if they
getting
were going
the
to bring
fucking
Chris Evans
money.
back, they'd have to pay him like
He-
20 million apiece.
Yeah,
That's
that's
I mean,
the reason. That's
he's
the
the face
reason why
of
you
Marvel.
got the A. That's the reason you got the Z Avengers, and you got the
Yep.
new Avengers, which are the fucking Thunderbolts, because these are
Oh,
Z list
I-
actors that they're in this
Mhm,
movie. He's
I-
taking the majority
Yeah.
of the budget.
So
Okay, just real
Well-
quick on the Thunderbolts before we continue. Real quick on the Thunderbolts. I was stupefied at the marketing for the Thunderbolts where after it was released, there was like 2 weeks of billboards where it was Thunderbolts asterisk. And then after those 2 weeks, it turned into the new Avengers. It's like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
that was
Yeah.
This is a
horrible. That was a horrible
a
decision.
horrific idea.
It
How
was
could you
Jake,
possibly
Yeah.
think?
in theaters, they literally changed the name of the movie to the New Avengers in theaters.
Yeah.
They literally did. They changed
Well-
the name from
This is a
Thunderbolts to New
terrible
Avengers.
idea.
Well, just keep.
Yeah, they-
Well, just keep it on superhero.
Thunderbolt
Just keep it on
Ross wasn't even in
superheroes.
it.
We can. Like since we're here on superheroes, let's just go ahead and talk about Superman and Fantastic Four while we at it. Like,
Yes.
Let's move into Superman. Let's start out with Superman.
That new commercial, right, Crease?
As we're saying here, Superman dominates Fantastic Four first steps with first day ticket sales. Now, I want to add a slight disclaimer to this. There was the news today that came out, Hollywood Reporter, a few other magazines in that area. I think, excuse me, on Film Threat, they covered it on the Hollywood on the Rocks that the latest pre-screenings of Superman have dipped and the pre-sales have gone down. And so there's now a little bit of worry that maybe Superman is not going to, in its first weekend, get like $100 to $120 million. Now they're thinking it's going to be more like $75 to $80 million, which
that's still pretty good.
Still pretty good for DC movies.
It is still pretty good, but if you're at like $80 million now, when just last week you were thinking like $120, $130 million, that is a significant decrease.
Yes.
And regardless of what kind of movie you are, it doesn't matter how good the movie is. Even Titanic had drop off after the next week, even if it was slight.
Well,
so drop off from 130 million isn't as much as drop off from 80 million, for instance. But anyway.
Well, also don't forget what dropped was it in the last couple of days, that the Snyder Bros are seeking to sabotage the opening weekend of Superman.
The Snyder.
Honestly, I think that's just smack talk. Honestly,
I don't think most.
That's actually really.
I can see him doing it. I can see him doing it though. I can't see him doing it.
They're going to try to do their best.
Are fucking hardcore hating this movie.
Phantom. I agree, but I do not think most of them will. Some of them will.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Some are crazy enough to
but
do it.
I do not think most of them will. I think most of them are just
because if you talk to most Snyder fans, like they're actually normal. Yeah, they're actually normal.
But
like it's the cultist fans that got the problem.
So I want to piggyback off something that Hayden said last night on the GCA, that this could be where if the movie fails, James Gunn can say it's because of this is why the movie failed. It's because it was sabotaged by the Zack Snyder fans. Is the reason why this movie failed.
The Zack Snyder fans do not have enough power to take a projected 130
I know there's only 10 of them
down to 80 million. They don't have the power to reduce the projection of the first weekend like 35-40%.
Yeah,
I know, but if
anything,
he's going to use it. He will use it as an excuse on why the movie failed is because of him.
Oh, he would absolutely use it as an excuse.
Yeah.
But I
don't think.
I feel like James Gunn, as good of a director as James Gunn might be for certain things, he is somebody, in my opinion, who will, if a project of his fails, he will try to find an excuse. Without him, that is the reason why his project has sank, if you will.
Yep.
It can't be his fault.
I could see the thing about this is right. Warner Brothers is kind of good at marketing things now because they kind of figured out to who and where they can market it to.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you think about what's going to happen in Fortnite as of July 11th.
Right.
David Cohen's Superman is going to be in Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he's already in it. Or is he just being advertised?
Well, he's coming and on the 11th. He's
coming.
So, but that's also
I
need to know that.
Also, what I've been noticing about James Gunn, he's been going to Japan lately. Like he's been trying to put in that Japan plug for Superman. Like he's trying to get Japanese to buy into Superman over there, however. But and then again, he's a huge Godzilla fan, Ultraman fan. So
a new Ultraman movie would be cool.
It's like I told you boys this before. It's like I told you guys this before. Is James Gunn cocky? Yes,
Yes.
yes, he is.
Oh,
I
yes,
think
yes.
he. I think it's it annoys the hell out of me that he's dressing up like the Godfather for his Rolling Stone interview. But
God,
damn it,
that was
can he? But can the motherfucker make superhero movies? The motherfucker is cocky enough, and I think he has the right to act like that just a tad bit, or whatever, because he's
fair.
that good at his fucking craft, or whatever. That's just the thing. Like when you can do it like that, if you're like that.
Mhm.
I mean, go look at Rotten Tomatoes. There has not been one of his movies for superhero wise under 80%. The dude knows how to. The dude knows how to do it. However, so you know, despite what we think or what we, yeah,
he's a comic book fan. Like
He is,
whether
yeah.
we like him or not, he does know his stuff, and that's what makes that's what like gives me more hope for this DCU, because it's helmed by someone who knows the comics better rather than someone who doesn't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got an ego. Yes, I agree.
Oh, definitely.
What a lot of people.
He has a huge ego.
He has a huge ego. Did you guys know that he actually co-produced Lollipop Chainsaw?
Yes, I did know that.
I
And
didn't
that's
know that.
very much his
the
wheelhouse.
the chainsaw. That was a co-production.
I
by
could see
James
that.
Gunn.
Yeah,
I could see. I believe that wholeheartedly. It makes sense.
Since we got okay, boys. So since we're it's almost about to be almost 2 hours. Let's go. We're gonna speed it up a little bit more. We're gonna talk about Black James Bond real quick. What your guys' thoughts about that?
Idris Elba. Idris
Sold.
Elba.
Well,
No question.
on board 1000%. No questions asked.
Okay. Well, look,
Well,
I'm with you guys.
yeah.
If we were to have a Black James Bond, I feel like Idris Elba. He's in his.
I think
middle
Idris Elba
age.
should do it.
He's got a tiny bit of
Okay.
gray.
Hey.
He could definitely get into like the really solid shape for it. However, the problem is they seem like they'd be going younger. Now, this is a rumor. However,
Yeah.
Grain of salt.
take it with a grain of salt, but this is the gentleman that they're thinking of. They're thinking of Aaron
Green Lantern himself.
Isn't that the
Green
picture
Lantern.
from the Green Lantern? Isn't that the
Yeah,
picture from
that's
the Green
Jon
Lantern?
Stewart.
That is the picture. Yes.
Yeah.
As it
Yeah.
says, we're probably still a while away from any official casting news, but a new rumor is claiming that Aaron Pierre is on the studio's radar to play the next incarnation of James Bond.
Oh,
Now,
I'll be down with that. Actually, he's a pretty good actor.
look,
Okay,
he's
so
a good actor. He is a good actor,
So-
but I feel like this would be in my opinion, it would be the first time where they're going a little too young, because James Bond, even though when Sean Connery was cast as James Bond, he was in his mid-30s. He still looked like he was in his late 40s. That's just the way it was when leaded gasoline was spewing out of cars' exhaust pipes. Now we have Aaron Pierre, someone who's in his early 30s. He's roughly he's roughly our age, and he looks maybe a little too young. And and this is something I've always had a problem with the live action James Bonds is in the novels. James Bond is not the person who is the best dressed with the best tux. He doesn't have the best watch. He doesn't have the best Italian shoes. He doesn't have the best car. The whole point of James Bond and a spy in general, he's supposed to be inconspicuously dressed. He has a suit that's not the most expensive, but it fits in. He has a watch
pretty
that's
much
nice,
a
but
ghost.
is not shining out.
Yeah.
He doesn't have shoes that are $2,000 Italian shoes, but they fit in with what he's wearing. He doesn't have a car that's the most expensive, but it fits in with where he is. He's not supposed to be fancily dressed as he is inconspicuous. And the problem is, the more you cast younger and younger actors, and you put them in fancier and fancier clothes, you get rid of that essence of James Bond. Now, I know that people don't really give that much of a shit about it because there hasn't been a new James Bond novel for decades and decades and decades. But as someone who really likes James Bond, who really likes the Ian Fleming novels, I disagree with the casting in the sense that he's a little too young. He's supposed to be roughly middle age. He's supposed to be skilled. It's supposed to be a decade and a half.
A white man.
Well into the Cold War
Okay.
after World War II. He's supposed to be inconspicuous as a spy. But anyways, please,
Okay.
everybody, go ahead and give your opinions.
Okay, so we know that they're bringing out a James Bond video game that was announced like a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
And it's
True.
an origin stories where it's James when he's still in the Queen's Navy, so he's still a Navy man. So
Yes.
if this series that they could take this series
still a
with
commander
that
in the
route and have it where he starts off he's in the Navy and he works his way up to the secret agent. So they could be
Right.
doing that with this storyline, and I'm
He moves
fine
from
with it.
a Navy commander, I believe, into
Mhm.
like they pull him into MI5.
Yeah,
Which is
and so
external.
so we don't know the story. We don't know his history in the Navy, but what he did in the Navy, because literally there's references in the movies of him of what he did, but
We don't got
because
anything concrete.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
if they do, I guess if they would do it this way, I would be fine with it. And he's actually a real good actor. He was in a
He is a good
movie
actor.
with.
He is.
He was in a.
Okay,
he was in a
Smooth.
movie with. He was in a movie with. Who was the guy that was from Miami Vice? Don Johnson, where he was
Yeah.
like Don Johnson
Yeah.
was a corrupt cop, and he was a black guy that was like being hunted by the cops and stuff. He was actually good in it. And I can't wait to see him as a live action Jon Stewart. I think he's going to be phenomenal in that role.
Yeah.
But,
That excites me.
I'm fine with
I
this.
mean-
I don't care.
I'm just looking up
So-
Aaron Pierre right now. He's 31. He's not that
Yeah,
old.
he's
Damn.
He's-
I'm older than
yeah,
Aaron
he's-
Pierre.
quite
I'm older
young.
than Aaron Pierre.
He is quite young.
I
yeah.
will say this.
Especially for Bond.
Not a
Quite young.
horrible
Yeah, we
choice,
can.
not a
We can do
horrible
that.
choice. But I just want to add, didn't Idris Elba openly reject the role of James Bond, like playing James Bond, but being open to the idea of playing another spy in the universe? Or was that
Well, he
someone
did
else?
say
Did
that
he?
he didn't want to be the token black guy to be cast as James
Yeah,
Bond.
yeah,
That's what he
I-
was basically saying.
Yes.
I
He's not
respect
opposed
that.
to it, but he was
Smooth.
against the idea.
Yes, Smooth brings up a great
I-
point.
I-
It's not that he was against playing James Bond, it's that he was against being cast as the token black James Bond, which,
Yeah.
in my
And I
opinion,
respect
I
that.
agree. Those are two totally different things.
Okay, yeah,
if
that's
I
fair.
were,
See,
if I
that's why I
if
was
were
asking.
to be cast as a role, somebody who over the past 70 years was played as a black man, and they brought me in as the token white guy, I would feel like they're not casting me because I'm a good actor. They're casting me because I'm white, and that would be tokenism.
Yeah.
They're not
So
doing
I
you. They're not
totally
doing you or the
agree
character
with what,
justice.
with what Idris Elba said.
Yeah,
and
they're
look,
not doing
if-
you or the character
Yeah.
justice in the matter.
Correct. And
Mhm.
and I
Yep.
hope that if this rumor ends up being true, that the casting directors at Amazon MGM, are genuinely considering Aaron Pierre, that they are not trying to pull him in as the token black Bond because it's been a white English
yeah.
or Scots.
They're
for
not
so
pulling
long.
him in because of the color of his
I hope
skin.
they
They're
pull
pulling
him
him
in
in
Because
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 he's good. I want
Because
Yes.
technically,
good.
technically, we do act like black people actually do have our James Bond. It's called Shaft. Like that's our James Bond technically.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
That's
like
true.
Yeah.
I mean, if Aaron Pierre ends up being James Bond, it's like whatever. Everybody knows Henry Cavill should get it. I'm just saying Henry Cavill right there or whatever. But if this young man ends up getting it,
I
yeah.
agree, Crease.
Okay,
it's
so
like, he's not. Yeah, it's not my first choice.
The
Go ahead,
major
Phantom.
problem
Oh,
It's-
you lost
it's
everybody?
going-
I think we lost him.
Yeah.
No.
Racist internet
They're taking
All
over.
We're still
No,
good.
I'll say this: Aaron Taylor Johnson is my preferred choice for James Bond.
Agrees.
Hey.
He's a great actor.
Mm.
How are we all doing?
Aaron
right
Taylor
I
now?
like Henry
Are we
Cavill.
all here?
I
We're
think
doing
Henry Cavill deserves it.
Okay, we
Henry
lost.
I think
Cavill-
Henry Cavill deserves
we
it.
lost Phantom for
Yeah.
a moment, and
There you go. You're back.
that's why we're where we're at. Hopefully,
Right.
everybody.
Aaron
can back
Taylor
in.
Johnson is
Myself,
my
Snow,
age.
AP, put me over here.
See, I'm just
I was
saying,
put
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
backstage for some damn reason.
Do
So
you think
while
really
saying-
Aaron Taylor Johnson?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so-
think
He's an American
Well-
though, and I
No, he's
know
British.
people. Really, he's British.
yeah,
British.
he's British.
God,
Yeah.
Really?
his like
Yes.
unplaceable American accent is very.
He's very good
I
with the
will-
American
Okay,
accent.
he's really.
To
He's
be
he's a
fair,
good
no.
actor.
To be fair, I thought for years Idris Elba was
And
a
like I
straight up
said,
like
I'm sorry,
black
guys, we
dude
have
from
some
America.
technical difficulties. We've lost Phantom. We've
Okay,
lost
to be fair,
Chris.
I
I
did that.
apologize for that. It's us four as it stands right now, but we continue the show.
I'm here.
Mm.
I'm
Phantom's
here.
here.
Oh,
Yeah,
there.
I think we're all here now. Like we're all
Mhm.
here.
Yeah.
I was
Well, I
was
have
gonna
them
We're
say
good.
frozen on me.
the-
Hopefully they'll
the-
come back. But
What the
I'm of
hell?
the opinion that I'm still of the opinion that Aaron Pierre, Smoothie just pointed out that he's 31 years old. That is,
Yeah.
that's
It's a good age.
That's
a good age.
That's a good age.
That's
You know what? It's a good age for if they're going to do like 4 James Bond movies over the next decade.
Mhm.
Like, and that's typically
Yeah.
what they try to do. They try to pull in an actor roughly around early to mid 30s
Mhm.
and keep him for 4 or 5 over a decade
Movies.
or so.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I hope to especially to avoid tokenism. I don't want them if they're going to cast
you
a black
hear
James
me?
Bond.
Yes.
I don't want
I
it
hear
to be
you.
a black
Yeah.
James
Yep, I hear
Bond
you.
and then they go back to a white James Bond. I want them to cast a black James
Can
Bond
Jake hear
and then
me?
have like 2,
I
3,
don't think
4,
so.
5 movies with him. I want to see his character grow. I want to see the arc.
Trying
I
to
want him
talk.
to see him
Jake.
start out as the young
Jake,
gun,
can you hear
getting
me?
his 00 badge. And I want to see him get to the point where he's in his mid 40s and his knees are crook and he's got a bad back and he can't really pass his physical and shit like that. I want to see the full arc of the character throughout his series of movies.
Okay,
Yeah.
Jake,
Don't you
can
love
you hear
technical
me
difficulties?
now?
Oh, I
Can
love
you
technical
hear me now?
difficulties. That's why we're here.
can't.
we're
I
gonna
don't
do,
think-
our-
I
we're
don't
gonna
think
do our
he
best
can.
to. We're gonna do our best to
Oh.
work on Phantom
Oh.
Increase. I think Phantom Increase.
Well-
if you guys can hear me, restart your browser, rejoin
No,
StreamYard,
well,
come back
Jake,
in. I'm gonna hold it
they-
down for you guys.
They were
They
talking.
can
I
hear
could
you.
hear them.
They
We-
were
I
You
got
can't
them,
see that.
But
Yeah,
you know what?
You can't.
You
can't hear
can't.
them.
I'm gonna be the bigger man. I'm gonna leave. I'll be right back. Excuse me, guys. Pardon me.
I was going to
Jesus
say, I'm
Christ,
good
I'm
on my
fucking
side.
the whole
Right
fucking
back.
time here. I could hear Kreese.
There-
Kreese
there-
could hear me.
there was
Everybody could
times-
fucking hear me.
yeah.
Freeze was fine.
Well,
I don't know what the
I-
fuck you're talking
Phantom,
about, man.
There
I
was
could-
times where you did glitch out and like disappear for a few moments, but then you came
Yeah,
back.
because
and I
my
could hear
browser
You, so.
crashed and I came back. So the
Yeah.
problem with this casting is he is going to be in the Green Lantern series. So they might not use him as James Bond because he's going to be part of
I'm so very
that,
The
that
DCU.
series.
Mm,
Yes, so
Yeah.
they,
No,
you're
might
good,
not,
boss.
they might not use him at all. They might not use him at all.
That's
Yeah.
Fair, that's a fair
I'm
point, actually.
hoping. I'm hoping. Maybe this is my hope that they don't use. They make him another 00 and not make him James Bond.
well,
like Lashonda
to-
Lynch in the last one.
So
Yeah,
So
like
the-
another 00 number.
So they
Hmm.
make him like a 009.
Yeah,
So-
not 7.
so-
They can't do 006 because that was Sean Bean. Can't
Yep.
do 007 because that was Bond. Can't do 008 because that was whatever her name
So
was.
009.
Lashonda Lynch.
Yeah.
009. I mean,
So-
that's the only one they
so
have
10.
left where they get the
So
4
he's-
digits.
He's double 10.
Single
Double
10.
okay, so
Or
we
no,
know that
we could call him Juneteenth.
Oh, God. Please, no, Chris.
Great.
I know it's your holiday, but you got to let it go, homie.
Agent
It's only a
Juneteenth.
couple more hours.
We got a task for you. You need to bring back Juneteenth everywhere.
Agent Juneteenth, we
Oh,
have a
Lord.
task for you.
technical
But
difficulties.
I think this is a good time. Well, guys, I think it's like 2 hours, and like I think we could probably just start doing like our outros
Yeah.
or whatever.
Some solid outros.
So Smooth, what you got going on, man?
Trying to think. Today's Friday, right? Oh geez, yeah, Friday. Today I'm going to be playing Baldur's Gate 3 on my channel because I need to get through this goddamn game. I've been playing this game for like 2 years and I haven't finished Act 3 yet. So I want to get through that. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to be playing Pokemon Gold right before FNT.
Oh, very
Game Boy Color version.
I thought you were about to say Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go.
Dude, that's awesome.
That's not a game.
You bring back childhood right here.
Yes, sir. So I'm replaying that currently. My goal is to beat one gym leader per stream, so I'm quite curious how that grind's going to be. But I think I'm going to get pretty good. So, and after that, on the weekend, I might play Final Fantasy Tactics, the original. Dude, that game's been collecting dust for a long ass time for me, so I need to dust it off and play it actually. But yeah, other than that, just follow my link tree. There's most of my stuff there, like the Kick channel, the gaming channel, main channel, Twitter account, and everything else. And I also want to give a special shout out to Nerdy Neo, good friend of the channel, and want to help him reach 500 subs by the end of the year. He's currently at 304, I think. Which is kind of a funny number.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Well,
yeah,
actually,
go
better
get
than 404.
If I can zoom in a little bit, he's actually at
305
subscribers. Yes. He's working his way up there. Absolutely.
305. We got a Miami number.
Hell yeah.
That's right. And
criminally
remember,
underrated channel. If you haven't subscribed to him already, exactly. Please subscribe to him. He's a criminally underrated channel, in my opinion. He should be having more subscribers than he has, honestly, with all the stuff he's been putting out.
It's now 306 because I just subscribed.
He should easily be over 1,000. Nerdy Neo's fantastic channel.
Yeah.
And as you guys might know, I took a break from the internet for a little while, probably a couple of years. And when I came back, I discovered Melee Games early January 2024. It was March. It was like the middle of March. Shout out to Melee Games, James and Charisma. It was like the middle of March. Nerdy Neo needed somebody on his show for March 28th. It was like a 48-hour notice. He was like, "Hey, new guy, Jake, would you like to come on the show?" And I did. And we had a 7-hour live stream where we talked for 2 hours in the green room after the fact. And I've been on the show 3 times. I'm looking to come on the 4th time. If I do come on for a 4th time, I will be the first person to ever come on 4 times, and I'm very much looking forward to that. I can't wait for it. It is going to happen. Everybody sub to Nerdy Neo. He's got great content. He's got great interviews. He's got great podcasts. Check him out. Absolutely.
Yeah, that'll be all for me. And subscribe to the For the Homies podcast, and thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely, Smooth. Thank you so much for coming on. We loved having you on. We really appreciate you dealing with your schedule, being so many hours ahead of us over there in Germany.
Honestly, so I am currently adjusting my time differences a little bit because I was working night shifts like the last 3 weeks, so my sleep schedule is all over the place anyway. But considering I'm going to be in America relatively soon, this is actually a good warm up to defeat the jet lag. So
yes, and everybody, as you guys
might not know, you got coming up?
Is working on himself, getting himself to the United States.
Yes, sir.
When you see Smooth streaming, donate to Smooth, help him out, make sure that when he gets here to the US, he's got some walking money so that he's able to be here and be comfortable and take care of that business.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Are we doing our recommendations to this stream?
And yes, Smooth, this is something we do at the end of every stream. Myself, Phantom, Crease, and Ebola, we have recommendations. Any type of media that you might want. I personally do music. Crease does movies. If you have a type of if you have a recommendation that you'd like people to watch, read, take a look at, if you have anything like that, go ahead and shout it out.
I'm trying to think. If I would recommend something, if you like anime, for example, do check out Sort of the Stranger. That's a great movie to look at. Very good movie. And also, if you for some reason haven't watched it yet, watch Cowboy Bebop, the original series.
Yes,
I have not seen Cowboy Bebop yet. So
AP,
watch it and don't watch
this
the Netflix
right here?
show. This right here.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna watch the Netflix show. So
if you've never seen the OG Cowboy Bebop, watch it.
And also in the same vein, because it's the same director, Samurai Champloo. Same
Samurai
director.
Champloo is very good.
It's also the origin
Alright.
of lo-fi hip hop because a lot of the music in that show was done by Nuyabes or whatever his name was. He did the music there, and he's
Yeah.
one of the kings of lo-fi hip hop. So do check that out. It's really, really good.
Very
Love the
good.
choreography in it.
Very good.
All right.
AP, what do you got coming up, and anything you want to shout out?
Well, right now, in the short term, no, I don't got anything major coming up besides,
Mhm.
I'm uploading on my YouTube channel again, which,
Mhm.
reviving that dead thing is going to be fun.
Especially for the
But I'm mainly active on X, and
Okay.
that's where like the best place to find me is at, or the GCA Discord.
Mhm.
But other than that, I don't got much going on.
Okay.
Besides the fact that I am planning a Friday podcast series,
Mhm.
Oh,
and I
fair
don't have
enough.
much details on it yet, but it is going to be happening, and I'm
Mhm.
excited for it. But that'll be a couple months away. Just letting people know that it is happening.
Okay.
And the thing I would recommend for thing is good old Knight Rider.
Knight Rider.
Oh,
The
shout
whole
out to
Good one.
series of
David
Knight
Good one.
Rider.
Hassan, baby.
That's a good series.
That's
a
Oh,
great
yeah,
series.
so good. And that's all I got.
He's
So
my Nick Fury. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, the 1989 Nick Fury movie. Shout out.
Hell yeah.
Hey, he has an HK-23 in that movie. It's great. Great handgun,
Yeah.
all steel, 45.
Mhm.
Beautiful gun. Anyways, a Mark 23. As you guys know, my name is Big Dog Jake, BIGGDOGGJAKE. I am a professional VOA. I am a political writer and fiction writer, or whatever, writer for hire. I love video games. I love metal music, and as shown by Clown of the Week, I love rap music. And I will talk to anyone about them. Obviously, my links are in the description. You can find my link tree. You can find all my Spotify playlists. You can find my Instagram. You can find my X or Twitter, Beware Politics, and all of that jazz. And of course, you can find me on Discord. You can find me in the GCA. You can find me in the Homies Discord, which of course is linked below, along with everyone else's links. Thank you so much again for tuning in, everybody. Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be here producing this show, and I am going to throw it to Ebola.
hold on. Before you guys continue, I want to do a shout out.
Sure.
Get the For the Homies merch. Buy the
Yes.
For the Homies merch.
Yes, buy some of the OG
keep the lights
merch
on.
because we're trying to keep the lights on, A, and B, before we revamp the merch, because as some of you guys might know, we used to be a 3-piece and now we're a 4-piece with Ebola in here. We're going to be updating the merch. We're going to be
Took up
changing
half
some
our revenue.
logos,
Thanks, Ebola.
changing some names. And so if you want to get some of the original merch that is just a Phantom Crease and myself, or the original logo, go ahead, check that out on Teespring or the merch store and get yourself some original Homies merch. Anyways, Ebola, what do you have, my good friend?
Outside of here and Tuesday and what's anime with the homies, I do my Tuesday and Tuesday videos, usually Wednesday
Date
with
night.
Sophie, and my Thursday
night.
Thursday streams where I usually just talk about any topics over in East Asia.
Thought his day night was
Okay.
with Kamala.
Very good. Very
Shut
good.
up,
Well,
Connie.
she's more like subcontinental Asia. Kamala Harris.
Yeah, that she's.
Yeah.
She'd be
that's the reason why
Indian.
his computer. That's the reason why Ebola
Okay.
computer fried was because.
All right,
because of
Phantom,
Kamala.
calm
That was a
down.
hard.
Alright.
That was a hard drive problem. It fried, but
Yeah, right.
that's what I usually do. Talk about drama, either Johnny Somalia or Asia related.
Okay. And Crease, yourself, my friend.
Of course, for the homies anime channel, like this Saturday, going beyond that. Also going to be, if you're in the Houston, Texas area, I will be at Palooza for Saturday. I'm thinking about going on Sunday too. Not sure yet, but I'm gonna be there Saturday. Trying to meet my boy Hayden Christensen or whatever. Like, got to get that popcorn bucket signed. You know what I'm saying? And just recommendations, definitely Carter 3. Like I'm wearing the Little
Carter
Wayne shirt,
3.
so yeah.
OG. Oh yeah.
Watch the listen to the Carter 3. That like
Great
I know
album.
the Carter 6 wasn't hitting everybody, but like I personally like 7 songs on there. It wasn't the best one, but if you want to go listen to some authentic Little Wayne songs, go to Carter 3. Like Carter 2 is a goat, Carter 1 is a goat, and Carter 4 was pretty good too, but Carter 3 arguably is his best album in my opinion. However, but yeah, that's what I got going on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, classic.
And Phantom, yourself, my friend, take us out, brother.
All right, so I don't have no recommendations for this week, but I am gonna let you guys know probably sometime Saturday I might stream some Red Dead Redemption 2 online on the For the Homies Twitch channel. Also, we're on the road to 300 subscribers, and at 300 subscribers, I will be playing the gayest game on Xbox Game Pass, picked by you guys.
And remember, it's on if it has to be on Game Pass. And if your gayest choice wins, there's a $20 bounty. If you happen to find the gayest game on Game Pass, we're going to make Phantom play it. And if you win, if your game selection is picked and Phantom streams it, $20 is going to go into your pocket from me personally.
Oh, nice.
Also, keep an eye out. Myself and Jake and Crease are going to be recording a video here we'll stream here in a couple of days, talking to the trials and tribulations, our wild year streaming on the platform, and what got us, what started the show, what issues we had to get the show actually started, because it's a wild ride. Also, don't forget, join our Discord. We're gonna be doing some watch parties here pretty soon, and also I'm gonna have Jake set up here a little bit a specific part of memes for the homies for Mo next week. Mo Zamboni is our special guest next week, and we want to see all the memes we can get from you guys. And
of course,
I already have 5 in the chamber.
And remember, as always, whether it's links for the homies, whether it's links for us homies specifically, or for our guests, they are all in the description. So click the down link on the description. You'll see all the links for everybody. Everybody's stuff is down there. If you're interested in anything, go ahead and click on it. Check it out. They're all there. I promise you.
Yep.
So we will see you guys next week for episode 52, our 1 year anniversary. And I'm just gonna say, you guys will know the person we're gonna bring on next in August. Well, I'm gonna tell you. You want to know who it is?